Welcome back, everybody. It is 2022. I have no idea which episode this is because I forgot, but it's the first one of 2022. It has been weeks since we've done a podcast. We took a break for Christmas and we came back after New Year's, and Matt, our producer in the back, got COVID. And so we took another 2 weeks off. And then here we are. We said, all right, we're going to do it tonight. And I personally just got over a cold. I did a test. It was definitely non-COVID. And now Joey must have got what I had, so he's got the sniffles today, and he couldn't be here. So, of course, to the rescue is our good friend, Jeremy Gover, with New and Old Funko Unboxing. There are some local friends here in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Jeremy and I have a great friendship we started over Funko Pops.
Funko Pops and Basset Hounds.
So, Jeremy, man, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks, man.
Actually, welcome back to the show because you were actually on Tom and Joey 1.0.
That's right. I was on the
back in the garage, the OG.
The original preseason edition.
You know, I think today that's still like our highest viewed show.
Is it really?
Well, I deleted them all, so at the time it was.
Well, let's see if we can do that again.
I hope so, man. That's why I was always intending to have you on here, probably have you on here as much as we can because, we spend a lot of time talking about comic books on here. But we do talk about Funkos. We just don't bring in the Funko experts. Now, the last show we did two things. It was a really long episode, but we did the first half talking about Mayfield and the tornado.
Yes.
And then the second part we brought on John Bond from Toyturnia, and we had a great time because we talked about action figures for once. But when Joey called me this morning, he says, "Man, I can't do it. I don't have a voice." I was like, "Well, I don't want to push it off another week because I'm going to be out of town." Right. So Joey's going to have to come in next week with a guest.
I can sit in for you if you really want me to.
And if it worst comes to worst, we may have to do that. I'm not kidding.
Letting you know, I'm your Dennis Eckersley. I'm your bullpen guy.
It'll be either you, maybe Nick Comic Culture, or I'm actually trying to get Wes from popping off.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So one way that we're going to have somebody in here with Joey. So
he's Dennis Eckersley. I'm somebody else.
You're Raleigh Fingers.
Yes. I'll take that. He's a Hall of Famer. I'll take that.
If you don't know who Raleigh Fingers is, look that up.
Handlebar mustache.
That's all you're going to get. You're going to get pictures of the stash.
Yeah, it's great.
I think he's probably more famous for that than his actual baseball
for sure.
stats.
I knew who he was growing up because he was an Oakland A pitcher, but in the 70s and stuff. But also
I knew he was the Brewers
that too.
Yeah.
Because of the handlebar mustache. It was iconic, man.
Yeah,
it's a real name, by the way, Raleigh Fingers. That's not a made up name.
Rollie.
That is correct.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Fingers. Yeah.
Where's his pop? We gotta get a Funko
They
Pop
do need a Raleigh.
That'd be a pretty sweet.
I wish they would do some of those old retro.
They
don't really have a ton of MLB pops as it is.
I know.
And I think they would. Yeah, there he is.
It's good stuff.
O'Reilly.
See, because there's these former players. Pete Rose is a great example, right?
Oh yeah.
Former players go around and they do all these signings at cons and and it's like I want to get a Funko Pop signed, and I've done my research on numerous people that have come to the area.
Yeah.
And Ricky Henderson, Pete Rose, Reggie Jackson, I think came. None of them have Funko Pops, and I'm just like, how have we missed the boat on recent legends? Not like Babe Ruth, he's got one, that's fine, but like recent legends that are still around and alive that could sell $125 autograph signing at local cons up the wazoo if they had a Funko Pop.
Some guy came in here. I can't remember if it was this morning or yesterday morning, but it was early, and he was a Funko collector, and he was just, "Hey, I'm gonna come down and check you out." I actually don't think he bought anything, but he talked about how much stuff he had. And he said, "Let me show you some pictures of my collection." And and I got he showed one of his pops was Gabriel Iglesias signed. And I asked him if he knew you, and he said, "No, I don't know who that is." I said, "Well, he's got a show, watch his show." But he does the comedy pops, and it got me thinking about those comedy pops are awesome for getting autographs.
Yes,
because. Again, it's those comedian. It's not like you're going to go to a con and get a comedian sign. You're going to have to go to the shows, and if you're lucky enough, you can get that autograph. And I think the comedian ones, the some of those Major League Baseball, they started doing the soccer pops. I don't know enough about soccer really to go, "Oh, that's awesome." But the sport. I'll tell you about the sports pops in here. We've got a couple displayed, and unfortunately, these guys are both going home with some
couple of losers displayed.
Yeah, we got.
I don't mean that disparagingly.
No, not disparagingly. We love King Henry.
Losing teams.
And Tom Brady. You can't say a whole lot of negative and back it up. But The sports pops here, we have to be very specific because those are the people that really do love sports that come in here as well.
Yes.
Derrick Henry's going to sell because we're obviously here in the Nashville area,
Right.
and that's those having those on the shelf. You're always going to sell those. The Roman Yossi's we sold
Yeah.
through. We'll probably, if we get some more, we'll sell through.
Right.
Tom Brady's always going to say, well, we got Tua back here. You know, unless you're just an Alabama fan
Right.
or
That's
really
the-
a
that's the
diehard
connection.
Miami fan.
Yep.
And that's the reason we got Tua because we're so close to Alabama.
Sure.
I thought, well, somebody will pick that up, and they have.
Mm-hmm.
I think you had one
I bought
finally.
one. Yeah. Not because I'm an Alabama fan.
No,
I'll make
but-
that very clear.
Yeah, you're
War Eagle. But go ahead. Sorry.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Beat my cats yesterday.
But sorry, man. It was a good game.
We'll talk about that. I got to tell you, man, those cats.
That's my wife's cats too, by the way.
Oh, that's right. Your wife's from
yeah,
Kentucky.
Go Big Blue. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet that was a fun day.
Yeah. Luckily, I was at the Titans game covering the Titans game,
okay.
so I didn't have to endure the
Boy, it was ugly.
wars of the living room.
They just, is it bad that I rooted for them to lose?
Depends on what your final outcome is. I mean, if you want Calipari fired,
I
then
do.
maybe.
And
Okay,
I'll
then
tell you
no,
why,
it's not
because,
bad.
and I'm not the only Kentucky fan that feels this way. I bet your wife feels this way. You can't follow the team anymore. And it's been like that for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the last team you really could follow was Willie Cauley-Stein and them were there, and the Twins.
Okay,
I felt like.
I can see that.
And like after that, it's like they're there 1 year, they're gone. They're there 1 year, they're gone. They're
Well,
1 year, we're gone. And it's like,
But that's the culture of college basketball right now.
it needs to change.
I understand that, but that's what he's working with. What he's got. You know?
I think he needs to go.
I mean, that's fair.
Personally, I'm not the only one who feels. I'm not
They
the
lost
person.
the NIT a few years ago. That was what I thought
That's
was going to
bad.
be.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
Now,
Anyway,
congrats to Auburn.
Turn that into a
They're
basketball.
number one. They're gonna get number one, right?
God, I hope so.
They gotta be.
It'd be awesome.
Anyway, back to the comic book.
Yes.
The Funko
Sports
Pop.
Pops, yes.
Yeah, sports pops don't necessarily fly off the shelf, but I do think they're important because I think the sports pops are a prime representation of what Funko Pops are supposed to be,
Okay.
which are desk decorations. They're,
Okay, all right, that's fair.
They were initially designed to go because their slogan is everyone's a fan of
Everyone's
something.
fan of something, yeah.
So it's like these are the things you're gonna want. I want a Derrick Henry pop. My mom wants a Derrick Henry pop because it's a Tennessee Titans
Right.
pop. But some of these other pops, it's like you're just buying them because they're like collecting baseball cards. You're just trying to get. I think the Funko Pop world has shifted. It's not I don't think it's as cool as it used to be. Now, this is stuff I definitely want to debate out. And I was talking about that this morning to someone that came in here, and I think it's because, like I was actually collecting, 5-6 years ago, and it was a lot of fun. And you're like, oh, I'll get this, I'll get this, get this. Maybe it's just because I've kind of gotten out of the groove, or I've kind of done it, and I'm kind of out of it. I don't know.
Or you own a business surrounding them.
Yeah, but I still get excited about some pops.
Sure, I mean, you're always a collector.
I just don't think that. I think the collectors are collecting to find the grails and to find the chases and the exclusives. They're not really going out there and going, oh, man, that's a Phoenix Shan pop. Let me get that Phoenix. Now, that's a weird example.
Right.
But right now we got a bunch of Cartoon Network stuff on there. And I just don't, they're not sailing out. If anybody out there is a Cartoon Network fan, get on the website. We got them. We got Adventure Time. We got Dexter. We got
Samurai Jack.
We got 6 Samurai Jack Chase bundles. And the Chase alone, I think, is still worth more, or as much as the whole bundle is. Get in there and get one.
Especially if you're a completionist like
we've got we've got all the Powerpuff Girls. Mojo Jojo. Cow and Chicken. Those are the stuff my niece and them grew up watching. But it's like I just don't know that it. I'm curious, man. What do you think? Where's your head at?
It's a tricky one because I got into it because my son, who I do the YouTube channel with, shout out to Mogilny. We got Beast. Just for you, buddy.
Mogilny, baby.
So I got into it because he said he wanted to start collecting them, and my collector heart, having not been able to collect anything really for 2 decades, right? At that point, I was like, I got it. Take it from here. Next thing you know, we have a YouTube channel and all that. But I did that because he wanted to start collecting them, and that was my entryway. And so I got into it and realized there were sports pops, and realized there were Mandalorian pops, and realized there were Star Wars pops, and Marvel pops, and blah, 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 blah. So all of my fandoms mostly were taken care of and represented in Funko Pop form, and so I started collecting them that way. I then learned the hard lesson that you can't collect everything you like. It's impossible because it's never ending. And unless money is no object
like
for
those
you,
black lights.
yeah, like unless money is no object for you, you're gonna stretch yourself too thin. And so
money in space is no object.
in space, that's true. So I backed off quite a bit with my collection. I just kind of pared down to 4 or 5 lines that I really, really like, and I'm just going to kind of stick with those. There's a few other I like,
You're
but
pretty militant about that too.
But my problem is that I'm OCD, and I'm a completionist. So when I get the stand-up comedian line, for example, you mentioned earlier, so I have all the stand-up comedian pops so far, except for the Hollywood Fluffy. So I've got them all. Well, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to continue to get them even if I don't like the comedian because I have them all. So it's something in me that's like you have to get them all. So there's
like,
that.
like
but
the Pokemon.
Yeah, but if I got my son Pokemon, that's right. But if I got into the Mandalorian pops now, let's just say, it would be impossible. Because Harry Potter pops, impossible.
Harry Potter would be definitely difficult.
Dragon Ball pops, impossible to collect them because there's
Dragon
so
Ball
many.
could be a little easier than Harry Potter for some reason.
Yeah, oh no, that's true. But I'm saying like there's so many, and that I as a completionist who wants to complete, maybe that comes back to my old trading card days when I was younger, and I try to build a set of 1991 tops.
Totally.
Or whatever. I didn't care about Brett Saberhagen, but I had to get him because that one sleeve is missing in my binder.
Yeah.
And it drove me
I
crazy.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I think that's a part.
Big
of
shout out to Joey and the baseball card collection.
So that's my collecting background and how I got into them, and then how I had to pare them down, because for me there's a lot to go on, but I do think that people, and I think it's more often than not, make the mistake of I'm going to collect everything I like, and if you can, and you get burned out that way. You get burned out real fast, and then all of a sudden, then you see people selling their collections or whatever it is because they just can't do it anymore.
Right.
If you pace yourself, it's kind of a weird business angle. If you pace yourself collecting them, you will collect them for life.
I think that would also ease the market.
Yes.
Because I think the conversations I've been having started with like, man, I love to come here. Oh, it was some people came in today because Books a Million's closed.
Yes.
Like well, where you been? Because I asked them where you been. Oh, it's great that you're here. We now have a place to come and get pops. I said, where you been going? They said Books a Million. I was like,
it's one of the worst places.
Worst places to go get pops. And I think, well, and then Target's never got anything anymore. And I was like,
nothing new, that's for sure.
Well, I wonder if Target's been one of those companies that said, man, we've been buying this stuff to get, we have to get 150,000 units for lack of a better number, and people really only want, 50,000 or 500 of those pops, and the rest of them have to go end up on the clearance aisle.
Yeah.
Or they go to those discounters, and they're kind of like, why are we wasting our money on these things? If we're just going to discount them, we're losing money on them. They're always in the back of the store. If you don't, they're really hard to find.
At ours, they are.
Yeah.
You have to ask for them.
Yeah.
They go, oh, I do have a case in the back. They go back, and they don't bring out the case and put them on the shelf. They bring you one, or how many ever you.
Yeah. You got to ask for them though.
You got to ask for them.
Yeah. I have a guy calls me now. He said, "Hey."
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. He held me some blacklight pop. He said, "Hey, I got a blacklight. I'll hold you one."
That's another thing that I know. This is part of.
No, that's not true. It was a Spider-Man pop that just came out.
Oh, okay.
But then there was like 10 of them on the shelf.
But the blacklight thing is another part of the conversation too. Is Funko doesn't do themselves any favors, in my opinion, when they strike on something that hits.
This is a problem.
Okay, and then they milk it for everything it's worth. And then so now instead of like, I don't know, I'm just making up a number, 10 blacklight pops, all of which are desirable and limited or whatever.
Yeah.
Now there's 50, and they're making different variations of each one, and it's just, again, as a completionist and as somebody who wants to complete a set, and as somebody who, I don't want to do it anymore.
There's a guy that Will Flora.
Yeah, no,
local
Will.
guy. Yeah,
shout out to Will.
Big shout out to Will, man. He's a big time blacklight completionist, and we've been messaging back and forth about this impending. I think it's this week. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle soda blacklight drop,
which is essentially the same mold.
And I guarantee it's going to be all 4 turtles.
Yep.
Shredder, Rocksteady, Bebop.
Yep.
And they haven't done a Splinter Pop soda yet. Maybe Casey Jones.
Oh yeah.
And I guarantee you, Funko's going to drop all 8 of them at the same time as it's like just like they did those Alice Pops.
Yeah, all 4 at the same time.
Yeah,
with the posters, with the shirts, with the. It's too much.
It's crazy. It's hard to keep up with.
See, but it's hard for me to argue because I don't know what that business model is like. Maybe they are selling them hand over fist, and it's like, and as a collector, it's not a casual person. It pisses me off that I can't either find the Black Panther Target Poppin' Tee or
You got that though.
No, I know, but I'm
Okay.
saying, as an example, I'm saying I can't find that in the store or whatever the case is. It's too much. They're watering it down too much. The art series was one of those things. Art series Batman came out and they were fire. And then all of a sudden everything was an art series and it was just another wrap of a sticker essentially on top of these previous
The Batman
molds.
ones were cool. The first ones were cool.
Yeah.
And I think the Ninja Turtles were cool as well.
Right, but they'd already burned that bridge.
Yes. By the time they got to Ninja Turtles,
Yes.
the Rock one was actually kind of good art.
Oh, didn't care for that one. But I'm not a wrestling guy, so.
I
it's
grabbed
hard for me to-
one and we sold it here, and I saw another one. I said, nah. I see them anymore, and I'm like, we doubled down on those Mickeys that.
Yes, thank you. Yep.
We ended up giving those away to people. You know, it was like, here you go, just take it out of here. We don't want it. We're tired of looking at it.
It's too much and it's too quick. That's what I'm actually worried about, the diecast pops. So there's 4 diecast pops right now. Captain America was number 1. Batman was number 2. Who am I forgetting? Number 3 was, oh my goodness. Who am I forgetting? Iron Man. Oh my goodness. Iron Man was the 3rd one that dropped. And then Wonder Woman was the most recent.
And
okay?
I didn't jump on the Wonder Woman.
I didn't either. I should have.
I wish I
see it.
now that it's sold out. Now that it's sold out.
Well, no, but I saw
because Iron Man didn't sell out.
I saw. No, I know. I saw a buddy of mine, Pop Migs, open.
I saw it.
Shout out to Pop Migs. On his channel, he opened it. I believe it was him, and
It looks good.
I was like,
I wish I'd have got that.
Should have got that one.
I
Yeah,
went to hoping that I can get a secondary buy on that one.
but that's just it. So there's 4. That is fine. If they do 4, let's say 1 a quarter the rest of the year, calendar year, I'm fine
What's
with
the
that.
Batman price then?
But the
diecast,
the PPG,
yeah,
around 90ish. They're all around
That's it?
90ish.
Oh, they haven't jumped over 100 yet.
Oh, I can't think Captain America is because it was the first one.
Oh, sorry, Captain is one of
yeah,
them.
it's about 100. Yeah,
Yeah, I've got the Cap and I got the Batman. I got the Iron Man.
I've got the first 3.
That's what I've got.
But I slept on the Wonder Woman only because I didn't have the money at the time.
I
could have made it work.
I
But
was
like,
doing
I
something.
just don't really have. I'm gonna wait, and I didn't think it would sell out, and
I
it
didn't
sold
either.
out, and I'm like,
sold out. I was like,
yeah, I know. So I need hope that restocks drop, and I'll grab it there. But my point is though, is that if they do 1 a quarter, they average that. I'm okay with that. That's a slow and steady pace. It's if they start dropping a Grogu one and then some random character like well, Deku's not random, but you know what I'm saying, like just some random. If there's any excuse to make them, that's when I'm going to lose interest. Right?
Well,
I'm hoping that they
yeah.
keep it a premium product.
speaking of which, diecast, I've got an Batman and an Iron Man in the back here. So if anybody wants to trade for a Wonder Woman or 2,
nice.
let us know.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Because Jeremy will buy the Wonder Woman.
I will. Yeah.
All right, let us know, people.
Yep.
Trade that. We'll put that out there.
I was gonna buy the first 5, 2 of each, 1 to save in the box because I think that's gonna be a big collector thing later. Like not now, but like 4 or 5 years from now, no one's gonna have them in the original box with the sheet on them and all that. And so I was like, I'll save 1 for that, and then I'll open on camera in an episode of New and Old Funko Pop unboxings. I'll open the first 5 and then set them up and put them on a shelf. And that's how I was gonna kind of do it. And
Did you buy 2 of each?
I have bought 2 of each except for the Wonder Woman, which I missed out on.
I bought
Because I drug my feet thinking it would not sell out.
I bought
And
2
here
of
we are.
Batman and Iron Man, but the Captain American, I was just kind of like an afterthought.
No, Captain America I didn't because I won the.
I didn't get the
won the lottery for that,
I got
but
it.
I was able to buy a second one after. So
That's when
I
got it was as after when they restocked for whatever the reason.
right.
Yeah, this is a good time. Let me stop for a second, and I'm gonna take a second and give a shout out to. Well, actually, take a minute, like and subscribe to this podcast, Inside the Shop with Tom and Joey. Also, take a moment to like and subscribe to
New and Old Funko Pop unboxings.
New and Old Funko Pop Unboxing.
Please do.
It's a great little show. It's a lot of fun to watch. Jeremy and Mogilny have a lot of fun. Father and son duo who they do 2 soda Saturdays. They do Grail calls. They get a lot of. They mix it up a lot. So it's a lot of fun to watch if you're looking just to have a cool Funko Pop show to kind of catch up with.
We try to keep everything under 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So it's a
quick.
digestible episode.
Not like this podcast, which is hour and a half long.
We try to keep it digestible for everybody who can just watch them on the go. Because I know, like, I watch a lot of videos. I catch up on a lot of videos that I like. Slapshot Pops. I mentioned Pop Migs.
Yeah.
A lot of the other channels that I went last catch them. I catch up on a lot of those episodes when I'm sitting in line waiting for my son at school.
Oh,
So I'll be in the car ride line.
okay.
And I'll have them up and I'll be watching them and liking and commenting because that's what you're supposed to do. It helps people. If you don't trust me, You might not think a like helps on a video you watch. I promise you it does. It helps. So I like and comment and all that stuff, but I'm able to watch and kind of catch up while I'm sitting in line for 40 minutes. So I can roll through 5 or 6 videos.
You have to sit in line for 40 minutes?
Yeah, because you got to go to dance by 4:30, so I have to be first in line. So it's a whole thing.
OCD,
Yeah.
OCD.
Well, that and it's scheduled. but anyway, so that's when I do a lot of my stuff. So if you got 10 minutes to kill, check us out, please.
So I'm also going to take this moment here too, wherever my camera's at. But so Jeremy is actually one of the first customers to Cadets Toys and Comics.
Yes, I have pictures before these walls were
before we ever had a store, before we ever went to Flealand. We were working out of Joey's garage and my garage, and we were selling Funko Pops mostly through Facebook Marketplace. And Jeremy saw, I don't even remember the first pop he bought.
I don't either.
It was probably a Mandalorian pop.
It probably was.
And
the Armorer. That's it.
Oh, okay.
So you had to say that.
And you were like, hey. So he came by, and he was actually one of the first people like I allowed into the parking garage to actually come into the garage and like shop. He went in there and looked, and I think you actually
picked a playground.
And you picked up something else while you were in there. I think it was Queel.
It was, because the Queel I got was jacked.
Yeah, and I said, "Would you sell that?" And I said, "Sure," and I sold it. But Jeremy's been around since before we were. I mean, we were in our infancy as a store, and we just stayed in touch over Facebook. And he followed us, and we followed him, and we kept it up. And then the second we told him we're finally going to open a store, he was like, "I'm there." He was there the first day we opened. Brought Mogilny in. They looked at pops.
We did a pop hunt video on our channel, so you can check it out.
So Dev, he's been a big supporter, become a good friend.
Always.
And we've definitely enjoyed having him around. We definitely try to share his videos and vice versa, support each other, because here in Spring Hill we've got a really good community of influencers and of creators and just collectors, and it's awesome.
It is awesome.
Awesome. It's great to have. So Jeremy, I'm so thankful, man, that you've been around with me since day one here, and I'm looking forward to many more years going forward. I appreciated your birthday text, man. That was really sweet.
Of course, dude.
Yeah, man. So
can I tell the people what my security check of you was? Though?
Okay.
So he's like, I'm local. I got this pop. And I was like, all right, cool. And so
I didn't even know this was a thing.
You have to do your homework when you deal with people you don't know,
especially on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, well, like he's in the Facebook group, so that checks. He doesn't seem to have any kind of heat around him, but you got to make sure. So you click on the profile, and you're like, okay, and you just a simple skim down. I saw you. I think it was your profile picture actually. Was you with the Basset Hound?
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, done. I like this guy already because we
both have Bassets.
My family, Lynn and I, Mogilny, we've rescued 7 Bassets.
Oh.
And I should say rescued, fostered. Sorry, fostered 7 Bassets. Have come through the house, and then we have owned our 2. So we had Jolene first, and now we have Loretta. And yes, there's a theme with that. And so when I saw Basset Hound, I was like, I got to meet this guy. He's into pops and Basset Hounds. Like, I mean, it's
a match made in heaven.
Checking all the boxes, yeah. So and
local, Joey actually has a Basset Hound.
Yeah.
Joey has an English. No.
It's an American one.
An American Basset.
They're the little
looks more like a hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name's Roger. He's a hoot.
I met Roger that first time.
Oh yeah,
at the original podcast,
at the original show,
the preseason show.
Yeah, old Raj. Yeah. Big shout out to Roger.
Yeah,
probably holding it up.
Watching this.
He's over there holding it up in the Raj Mahal. That's what Joey calls his cage.
He was very loud.
Oh yeah, the Basset Hound Choir.
Yeah, which is fine.
If y'all have never had a Basset Hound, you've let the best in life pass you by, because those dogs, 1, they drool all the time.
Yeah.
2, they are loud. And they are the most stubborn things on the planet.
They are.
My dog,
nature.
So my dog has to go out to pee. It's not like a quick pee and come back. He has to go out and sniff every blade of grass.
Yes.
That, even though he's already done it 4 times that day.
Sure.
But he has to double check every blade of grass is still where it's supposed to be. And it's like he can't not follow his nose. Like, that's a real thing.
They tell you, if you so for those who don't think dogs are any different, they tell you that Basset Hounds have to be on leash at all times, unlike maybe a lab or some other breed like that, because
they will
wander off and they will eventually get too far that they will not know how to get home. And so you have to have them on leash at all times. And so a lab, you can train to like stay in the yard or come here, But Basset Hounds, because of their stubbornness and because their nose are the second best nose in all of dogdom, you can't have them on leash.
I tell you, man, Ace is he'll want to go out right before bed, and he'll want to go on a walk, and I'm like, I don't want to go on a walk. It's like, and he wanders off to this far part of he wanders far down the parking lot, and then I'm like, started trying to drag him back, and he's like pulling me. He won't want to go, and so like I just drop his leash and walk off. I'll literally walk back to my building, and he's like, and he doesn't pay attention for the first 5 minutes, like that I'm not there, and then he finally looks up, and he's like, and he just comes running back to the. That's funny. It's like because the Bassets also have separation anxiety. Because Joey called me when he first got Roger, and he's like, Tommy, does your dog have separation? Because he and Sarah got Roger after they saw that I'd bought Ace. And he goes, does your dog have separation anxiety? I said, yes. Because if I would leave him at any point, he would just whine.
Yeah, lots of whining.
Oh.
I don't pay attention to Loretta, and I get whining.
Oh, I get that.
I work from home, right? So I'm working from home, and she'll be at my feet, and all of a sudden, oh shit! I'm like, oh my god! Like, I'm in a meeting, dog. Hush.
That's what I was like, and I'm like, no, I'm working.
And then the second you sit on the couch, she's like, it just like melts into your leg. I'm like, oh my god,
these dogs.
You're way too needy.
But they're great. They're great.
It wasn't a Basset Hound podcast,
they're great.
But
no, we have to hashtag the Bassets on this. See if we can't get a whole new following.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, get a whole new section of following. Yeah.
Hashtag Basset Hounds. That's really interesting.
But that was the security check. Was that you had a Basset Hound?
I do remember you telling me that now. I was like, okay, he's got a Basset Hound. I think you told me that when you first rolled up. And then you brought Loretta over.
I brought Loretta one
day to meet Ace. When I was outside, you were dropping off something or picking up something.
I had her with me anyway. And I was like, well.
Jeremy's our resident collector. When they needed to dispose of Pop's sorter boxes.
Sorters, yeah.
I said, Jeremy, I got like 50 of them.
I'll be over in 5 minutes. Because we do mystery boxes sometimes, and when we do our mystery boxes, we're not a company, okay? So we don't have a stock that can just, that one came damaged, sorry, we'll replace it. It's like, it's got to get there in the best shape possible, because I don't have the money to
fix it.
So we put them in sorters.
Right.
And then we bubble wrap the sorters.
I think you
and
should
then
clarify,
put it in a box.
too, that one, you open mystery boxes, and two, you
channel,
sell your own mystery boxes.
That's good clarity. Yeah. So when we sell our own mystery boxes, because we built up enough of a following, praise be, we were able to we package them that way because it makes the most sense for us and for the collector getting them. Remember, we're collectors too, so I know what it's like when I get a package and the pop is not. I got a Joe Burrow pop the other day. I got it on eBay. It's $15. I was like, all right, it's about retail. It's fine. So it's $15 shipped.
Did the PPG go up?
I don't know. I didn't check. I just wanted it because
I saw it on the pod. I saw it on your Instagram.
Yeah. I took a picture of the game. Yeah. So I got the Joe Burrow pop, and it didn't come with any packaging. It was just in there. And it was a tighter box, so it wasn't like, thrashing around like Amazon or GameStop do. But it was just in there. No bubble wrap. No nothing. I've been
getting those a lot from people.
So my point is that I'm a collector too. I know what that's like. So I'm like, okay, not only do I not have the money to fix this if it's wrong, but two, I want to make sure that they feel like there's care involved. And so that's where the sorters come in. And we're not a business, so we don't have sorters laying around. You're my pusher.
We do it.
My sorter pusher.
We don't send. So we actually mailed out some pops not too long ago, and fortunately we did it on Whatnot, so we had to ship them all. It was like 25 of them all in one box.
Oh yeah.
And that is always dangerous.
It is.
And it's the way it's done. It was tedious. You couldn't send two boxes.
You can unbundle. But it's got to be strategic.
Anyway, we ended up tight bubble wrapping everything. Yeah. Everything, and double bubble wrapping it. It was like, and then they still came damaged to that guy. And he was like, I was like, man, we don't know what to tell you. Like, we bubble wrapped the hell out of that stuff. And it's like,
I think when he opens it, you can tell. That's another reason, by the way, that people video themselves opening stuff. It's not all like, oh, they want a YouTube channel. It's for security purposes. So when I got you'll love this story, dude. So I ordered something off of Amazon. I want to say it was a pop. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said this to my wife. But anyway, she goes, what is this? I go, I don't know. I don't remember what that is. And so she opens it up, and I realized, I was like, oh, it's supposed to be this pop. Okay, let's just call it the Grogu pop. Okay. So she opens it up, and it was a conch shell. That's a real story. It was a white conch shell. It was
like you pick up at the ocean?
Yes. Hilariously funny. And I was like, God, I wish I'd opened that on camera. because that would have been the greatest moment.
Especially if Mogilny went, what in the hell is
I know. I mean, just unbelievably hilarious. We are dying laughing.
Because Mogilny does open them all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, most of them, yeah. So there's a conch shell. It's about the size of this Knight Rider car, about Kit here, and it's, oh, man, it was so funny. And it was not what I ordered. Oh, I know what it was. Sorry, I know what it was. It was boxes. That's what I ordered. Sorry.
Oh,
it was boxes for the...
Sure.
So apparently at the Amazon warehouse, they
That
grabbed
happens
the wrong thing.
so much.
Oh, my God, it was so funny. And so... But I remember, like, still, to this is like 2 or 3 months ago. To this day, I'm kicking myself for not opening that on camera because it was... The point of saying all this is that people sometimes open on camera so they have security. They can say, hey, I have proof that I opened this. It was sealed.
Yeah.
And they can see it's damaged. It's not my fault, not your fault. It's the post office or whatever. And so that was just a really great example of, like, why you should always open things on camera, even if they're boxes, because you never know what you're going to see.
It's as
Conch shell.
conch shell. You still got it?
No, we returned it.
Oh, I'd have kept that bitch.
No, we returned it. We returned it because it was like $45 or $35 for the boxes. I called Amazon. I told them what happened. They go, that's fine. And I returned it to like Kohl's or something, and then they sent me the real thing. But it was, so funny. Trust me, if I had $35 to burn, I absolutely would have kept it and like left it in the background of our Pops or something because it's just so funny.
It was a $35 for conch shell.
Because it was
Plus the shipping.
30 boxes.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like a package of 30, like I think it was 8x6x6 boxes or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And so because of that,
for your shipper boxes.
yeah,
I got you.
And then instead I got a conch shell. It's dead.
That's
It was so funny.
I could see that probably happening 500 times a day in
I'm
Amazon
sure.
warehouse. Because those guys are just walking around with headphones on
I know.
and just bleep.
Blindly.
My
You
buddy-
can tell when you get
My
stuff
buddy
in the mail.
did that for 2 days. That's all I could take.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He did the Amazon warehouse in Lexington for 2 days, and that was it. He was done. It's just like you got to be. That's just got to be what you got to be attentive, and you got to be quick.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
It's hard to find those people that care enough.
Yeah, that's
Not that
true.
people don't care, but I'm saying they work for a paycheck. They work because it's a job, and they get it, and that's great.
All right, yeah. We're gonna talk about this Knight Rider car since you brought it up.
But
This
my favorite
car,
show is the 80s.
All right, Tom's gonna love this story. So this, was a great show in the 80s.
Oh,
We
yeah.
were big fans when we were kids. And anything with wheels and Dukes of Hazzard, Knight Rider, Street Hawk,
Spy
Airwolf.
Hunter video game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude.
What was the? There was a. What was the theme song from that?
Spy Hunter?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. If
was
I heard it, I'd know.
Something Gun. Tommy Gun. Look up the theme song to Peter Gunn.
Peter got like the director?
I think that's what it's called.
Oh, James Gunn's the director.
James Gunn's the director.
Sorry. Yeah,
Theme song for Spy Hunter.
Yeah. Arcade music. That's it. Yeah.
It's just gonna.
No, we get it.
We gotta watch
Get an ad.
the Liberty Mutual ad.
You know, shout out to Liberty Mutual. Apparently, not a sponsor of the show. Contact Cut Its Toys.
Oh my gosh.
There's 3 of them, so we got to.
Yeah, we can skip.
Oh,
it.
here we go.
Skip. We can't hear it. They can probably hear it though. Just X out of that. I can't even hear it, man. Does it not say? X out of that.
I mean, I was enjoying it.
Oh yeah, we can't even hear it though.
Just Google it.
Wait, I can't. Hold on, wait. Maybe we can't. Hold on a second.
Oh, wait.
Hold on.
Wait,
No, what?
your mic's open, so play it again.
There it is.
All right, X out of this. Go back. Get off.
Peter Gunn
you.
theme, right there. Peter Gunn theme. Right
That's
there.
it. Peter Gunn.
Right below it. Yeah.
Henry Mancini.
Oh man, Henry Mancini.
All right. Hey, do you know how I know this? You can pause this. Do you know how I knew this?
Wow, I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, I was going to say this.
Middle school band.
Did you play at a middle school band?
I remember.
Like pep rallies or something?
Yeah. I remember at Mayfield Middle School. Shout out to the Cards. So that was out. That Spy Hunter game was pretty popular by the time I was, headed to middle school,
Yeah.
And I remember, like, might have been 7th grade. I can't remember which year it was, but he goes, we're going to play Peter Gunn. We started playing, and I was like, Spy Hunter thing. That's all I knew it was, So I was like, that's how I knew it was the Peter Gunn thing.
All right. That makes sense.
Anyway, back to Knight Rider car.
Yes.
Christmas 1984. All right.
Cabbage Patch Kid. That was my big gift that year.
We got Cabbage Patch Kids too, and my mom made one. Like
Really?
there were some, you could make some generic ones. Anyway, Toby asked for this car, and so Toby got this car. I got the GoBot Command Center.
Okay.
Those were our two big gifts.
For those who don't know, GoBot was like the rival knockoff to Transformers.
It wasn't a knockoff. It actually came out before.
I know that,
Transformers.
but that's what it ended
Everybody
up
always
being.
said it was like the poor man's Transformers.
It was.
Like financially, yes.
Perception wise.
I loved GoBots. To
Oh,
me,
they're
they weren't
great,
any
dude.
different. They were just another toy.
Right. No, they were. I'm
I
just
love the
saying that
cartoon.
Transformers became a thing.
They did.
That's all.
GoBots did not
They're
endure.
still making movies for crying out loud.
Totally.
You don't see no GoBots show right
But
now.
I love GoBots.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah. Leader One,
Yeah.
Psykill, Turbo.
Great names too.
Great names.
Well,
Ish.
Transformers has great names too.
Ish. Anyway,
The Soundwave was great.
Psycho was actually one of the name of the cars. It's like the little souped up space car. Anyway, Toby got this car. I got the GoBot Command Center. And I don't remember what Brother Brian got, but probably a footballer. He was more into sports. He wasn't as nerdy as we were. But Joey never got this car. And he always talked about it. He's like, man, I always wanted that Knight Rider car. I never got the Knight Rider car. And my last trip to Atlanta,
Recently.
Recently.
Okay.
I went to, right the first of the year. I went to, I go to Dr. No's Comics a lot when I'm down there. It's in Marietta, Georgia. And just, I was going to pick up some Silver Age bags and boards because we didn't have any. I knew he probably would. So I went in there and actually got a couple of those. But also, and I noticed this a few months ago, but there was a second, it's called Secondhand Toys or Second Chance Toys. There was a used toy store in there. And I went there a while before. He had a ton of G.I. Joes, a ton of Star Wars figures, but now he's kind of like in two spaces. And when I went in there, I was looking at some of the cases, and he had some old even like Dukes of Hazzard toys, but this bad boy was sitting right there in the case.
Wow.
And I looked at it, I said, man, that thing's clean. And
It doesn't look all thrashed around like,
it doesn't.
Like I would have.
Now, I thought that the thing in the front actually lit up, and he says that it doesn't, that there's not a light in there, but I don't know if that's true. However, it does still do this.
It was just a reflective sticker.
That's all it was. Well, it is still reflective. I mean, it's still got a reflector. It's actually not a sticker. It's
Is it actually like not a light, but like a reflector thing?
like an actual piece of plastic. Yeah, but it still does this. It's just cool. Your reflexes are slow, bro. Anyway, I thought it was pretty clean, and obviously it comes with,
Mr. Hasselhoff.
the David Hasselhoff.
That's right.
The Hoff baby, who I actually met once.
These are really.
Well, I didn't really meet. I was working at FL Schwartz, and he kind of,
He
my
came in.
buddy Pete happened to be in there that day. He was in there. He was visiting in New York, and he was waiting for me to get off work, so he was just kind of hanging out in there. And we were talking, and David Hasselhoff walked in. I
And
said,
it was him.
"Oh, it was the Hoff,
Okay,
man." And I was
all
like,
right.
"Oh man, David Hasselhoff," and he goes, "What's up, big guy?" So my friend Pete,
That's better than meeting him.
totally.
That's better than meeting
My
him.
friend Pete was always like joking. He goes, "No, man," he goes, "You can do whatever you want to. You're a good and close personal friend of Mr. David Hasselhoff." After that was kind of like, but it was cool that I did meet him a little bit.
That's cool.
I didn't like go up and get an autograph, we didn't do selfies
Yeah,
back
yeah.
then, but it was pretty cool. But anyway, this car. So I saw this car sitting on the shelf at Second Chance Toys, and I had to get it. He had a $150 price tag on it, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah.
Talked him down to 100. I was like, I'll pay you 100 for it. Sure. They're not making these anymore. And I thought it was in great shape.
Joey's seen this though, right? Like he's,
He did.
you're not breaking it to him right now. Okay.
No, it's been in the case over here for a while, kind of spinning.
So does he have the same? Does Joey have the same like allure to, let's say, the Kit Pop ride, or is he?
Yeah, we
just
actually
like this
have the
car?
Pop ride in the back.
Okay.
I initially got the Pop ride at Barnes & Noble in Murfreesboro when I was traveling home to Kentucky one time. I was
That
like,
thing's
"Oh,
pretty
yeah."
cool. I'd like to have that.
I do have it, and I kept the box. The box is actually in my garage, but we had opened it up to display, and we had the 80s case going on in here. And I do have that one. I actually sold the first one, and I found it again twice, and I'm not selling the second
Well, I
one.
found it at McKay's,
Did you have it?
and I would have taken it out of the box, no problem, because it was all beat up, and I was
Sure.
But I was going to a hockey game of mine, and I was pressed for time, and I was like, I can't pull the trigger, and then I just haven't been back since. I mean, it's not there anymore, but I'm saying I haven't.
It'll
been
come.
back since.
It'll come.
I know it will.
Like just like that Smokey and the Bandit car.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Which I wish the Basset Hound was in, by the way.
That would have been awesome.
I mean, come on.
That would have been cool.
I know.
Yeah.
Co-pilot, you know.
I do think the pop rides are some of the more cool pops.
They are. That Ecto 1, the new Ecto 1
Ecto
you guys
1
just
is
got in
cool.
is sick.
I think we still have a couple of those.
They're awesome.
But
they sit on shelves, and you know why?
The
'Cause
time
of
machine
space.
from the time machine.
Time Machine, yeah.
I'm 100% believe that those things bust those bad boys out of the box.
Yes.
Like the Ice Cube and the Impala.
Oh, I have it out of box. It's beautiful.
So are the 10-inch pops.
The Griswold.
Look at this thing. Does this thing need to be inside a box?
No.
This doesn't even have a window.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful pop.
Yes, it is.
Open those things up, take it out, and display it.
The bigger pops are gorgeous. That 10-inch chrome Mandalorian
Oh man,
is one of my favorite pops.
We never kept one of those.
Oh,
we sold
beautiful.
every one of them.
It's
just
the
one
sheen.
pop out to 10. I wish I'd have kept that one. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
I also wish I'd have kept the Boba Fett. Not the maroon and the black one. The regular Boba Fett that was a Target
Oh, I
exclusive.
didn't see that.
When we first started cadets at Joey's, we had 4 of them.
Oh wow.
Sold them all.
Mm.
Every one of them for like $50 a piece.
Well, you got a good price for them at least.
I bet they're $100 now.
Oh, of course.
But that one I wish I'd have kept. I wish I'd have kept those 2. Now when I got that Stormtrooper 10-inch,
Yep.
I had to say I'm opening this up, and it looks so cool.
It does
Most of those 10-inch pops look really cool out of the box. I do highly suggest anything higher than a regular 4-inch pop. Open that thing up, and you know, because even the 6-inch deluxe pops, they just look better.
Skeletor on throne.
Skeletor on the throne looks awesome. It's like you just got to open them up and display them. A popped hound, a pop moment. You know, definitely if you take the pop albums out of their box, it's just a clear plastic. Same thing with the comics. They're just awesome. They're awesome displays.
Right.
And so it's instead of like trying to deck out your pop collection with big boxed pops, you need to just display those with like, so a pop album would look good if you got to set up a wall of vinyl. If you want to do your pop comics, set that up with your comic books.
Yep.
The 10-inch looks good if you're trying to do a He-Man collection. You know, if you take a 10-inch He-Man or a Skeletor or both, or you know, and display those just right with like say an OG He-Man, they would look fantastic.
They would.
That's the cool thing about pops is they don't have to be just constantly stacked together in a display where it's like, this is my pop collection.
Right.
You know, we utilize pops for store stuff. People come and ask about this Iron Man. Is that thing for sale? I'm like, nah, man, I bought that. You can buy it on the Funko shop.
Yep.
But still.
I was just at Funko Hollywood. They had a stack of them.
If
I could have come home with one, I would have come home
and
with one.
I hate to say it, but here in about 3 months, they'll be $65.
Yes.
Just hang out.
That's
You'll get
right.
one.
Just be patient.
Just patient.
And it'll be free ship, too, because it's $50 or over on Funko.
Totally. And so, by the way, speaking of which, I kind of was a little pissed about that.
What?
I wish you'd have given me a heads up you were going to Hollywood.
I didn't know.
Oh.
I landed.
I knew the Hollywood trip was kind of sudden.
Yeah, I landed in Pasadena for work.
I wish you'd have called me, though.
And that day, I was like, holy crap. I'm like 10 minutes away from Funko Hollywood. I have to go.
No kidding.
And
how long did you have to wait in line?
Didn't. Because it was, I went at like 3 in the afternoon, so there was no line. We just walked right in.
Was it cool?
Let me tell you.
What was the thing on there that I would have been like, man, I wish you'd pick me up on this? Because I would have wanted. I'd probably.
I don't know. There was so much. Most of the cool stuff, though, is the experience part of it. So you walk in, there's a gigantic Funko Freddy box that you step into, human size.
That's how you took a picture.
Someone takes a picture with that, right? And then you go in. There's like some Hollywood exclusives, like Maryland's Star, Walk of Fame, and Marilyn Monroe, for those who don't know. And then there's like a Donald Duck one they just dropped, and stuff like that. So then you keep going, and then every time you turn around, there is something new. I don't mean pops. The pops are pretty much like whatever, but there's like a Star Wars wing, and they have these life-size stormtroopers escorting
Darth Vader.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
And
Chewbacca.
then you go around the corner, and there's a life-size
Thanos.
Tatooine speeder.
Oh, really?
You can
With
sit
Luke
in and
it?
take a no. You can sit in and
Oh,
take
really?
a picture. Yeah, with like a Jawa one next to it.
Oh.
And then you go to the next one, and there's
a Funko Jawa.
Yeah, and then there's a Hagrid.
No kidding.
Greeting you to the Harry Potter section.
Nice.
And then you go in.
How big was this place?
I mean, it was monstrous. I'd probably say the size of like your local Kroger.
No kidding.
I mean, it was huge because every time you turned around, like you walk in,
so you can spend all day in there.
Oh yeah, you make a right, and there's a big, huge like.
They got Swedish
I'm just
meatballs like
guessing
IKEA.
4-foot Michael Jordan.
They got
I'm
a
just
diner?
guessing it's a 4-foot. No, there's no diner in there.
They
It should
have
be.
a diner.
But there's the big Jordan, and then there's all the sports pops, and then you make a left, and it's all the anime stuff, and then there's a cove for like all the horror stuff, and there's like Freddy Dorbs and like this, but they're life size. It's amazing.
Huh.
Slimers hanging from the ceiling, and they're all popped out. It was great. It's so much so that when I walked into the Harry Potter section, Mogilny's reading the books right now, and watching the movies after he's done with the books. So he's on 3. He just finished movie 3, which means he finished book 3. He's on 4 now. And I walked in the Harry Potter section, and my heart sunk because it was not only cool, and he would have loved it, but there was like this Hogwarts lunch cafeteria table with Hermione, Ron, and Harry sitting at it, like life size.
Funko
And
Pop.
yeah, and then an empty spot for you to sit down and have a picnic.
Ah.
And I just almost started crying because I was like, he would die if he was here.
So there's a trip to be made.
Oh, it's awesome, dude.
So you got
They're going to San Diego for a dance convention. Mogilny has a dance convention
it's only
in late June.
A couple hour drive.
Right. And I said, you have to go. You're going to rent a car anyway. You have to find a day to go.
Yeah.
It's free to get in.
Yeah.
All you're going to worry about is gas getting to and from, and maybe pay for parking. I don't know how much parking was. I had to Uber. So I don't know about all that, but I'm telling you, it's worth it's awesome. And my wife's not even a big. She's like, she cares for like loves sodas more than anything else, and like
she cares that you care.
But she loves like Rainbow Bright, like the stuff that she grew up. That everybody's a fan of something. All the stuff she grew up with, she likes those, right? And that's great. But I told her, I was like, it's amazing.
We didn't do well with those retro toys, like the Popples.
No. It didn't go over well, unfortunately. I tried to collect every one, but again, they went too fast and too many.
And
I couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep up.
They were hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
We had a few of the early. Well, I guess like the G.I. Joes at that time were considered retro toys.
They were.
Shipwreck and Zartan.
Shipwreck's in there, Zartan's in there, had Chase. But then there's like again, Prize Popple. There was, but when they started to add the He-Man toys, and that went crazy. There was like 30 of those, and then they added the Turtles, so they put those in the retro toys line. Also did retro toys Turtles, and then every villain of that. It was just like, okay, I can't keep. The first 25.
We had
30,
Stretch Armstrong. We had.
Yep. There's Mrs. Potato Head, Mr. Potato Head.
We had a couple of those. But definitely Stretch Armstrong was a big one. Can't remember the other ones.
Well, there's Red and Blue Bomber from the Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
We didn't get a bunch of those.
And again, they're cool. If you play that game, it's awesome.
But we were
But
still at Flealand when those things were popping. It took us forever to get rid of Stretch Armstrong. We ended up having a $5.
oh, dude, I don't think it has value on PPG right now. The Chase does. I think it's like $19 or something. But the Common, I think, is just zeroed out. I don't think it has a single.
Really?
Yeah.
That bad?
Yeah. I don't know if they thought it was going to be a hit, and it wasn't.
the Furby?
They
They had the
mass-produced
Furby?
it. Furby, yep.
Yeah, I just don't think.
Yeah, so I tried to do retro toys. That was one of the things. That was the first line that I was like, okay, this is getting too out of hand. I need to pare down this collection. This is a big thing that's going to go away. And then we've really dipped into sodas now.
Yeah.
And so we really are leaning hard into sodas because of several factors I'm sure we'll get into later. But my point is that we pared down our collections. Well, Mogilny didn't, but he's out of box. But I pared down my collection, and the retro toys was the first major line that I was really excited about. I had to cut bait on because it just got too out of hand. I could not keep up. And again, as a completionist,
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
This is probably a good spot to go. All right, Jeremy. And you've touched on this a little bit, but let's kind of get specific. You got collectors out there. Maybe there's somebody watching.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your advice on it. Like, all right, you're gonna get into Funko Pops. How do you go about jumping in? Because most everybody either gets one as a gift or they start to.
Yeah.
This is really cool,
okay.
and then they all of a sudden it becomes an addiction, and
Yes.
you're buying a ton of them, like you said, and then next thing you know, you've got 500 Funko
Yeah.
Pops, and you don't really want 400 of them.
Right,
you know?
exactly, yeah.
So you end up bringing them to Cadets Toys and Comics, which is all the crappy ones, and we're never going to give you what they're worth because
course.
we've got to make money on them.
Right.
And and then, like you said, you didn't get people that get burnt out. But give me your opinion or your formula for like Funko Pop's collecting success.
So my first 4 pops were the Golden Girls because I loved I still do. Love the Golden Girls.
Respect to Betty White.
I've watched that since I was a kid. My parents watched it, and then when I was in my college years, it was on replay a lot, and so I moved away from home, and I watched that all the time.
What if they make an Empty Nest Pops?
I wouldn't care.
Okay, you didn't like
No,
didn't
it
like
was
the
fine.
spinoff?
It was fine, but
What
I
was
didn't.
the spinoff?
Yeah, it was fine. Harry Weston's a great character,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
overall, I was like, eh.
Yeah, okay.
But the Golden Girls Pops was my first 4.
Okay.
And I only got them because they were Golden Girls. It didn't matter if they were Pops. All of a sudden, all 4 were on the shelf, and I was like, I got to get those. And I
These
just
are
grabbed
Books a
them.
Million?
No, I got them at, I think it was Target, actually. And so anyway, so I got those 4. That was my entryway. And then, again, about a year and a half went by, and then Mogilny was like, I want to collect those. Okay. And then we went. But my blueprint for what I think is successful collecting is find, first of all, only collect the things you like. Don't try to get into it for value. Value will find you. And once you learn about it all, then you'll kind of know how to navigate all that. And I will say, even then, that's not an exact science. I have picked up many a pop that I thought was going to be a huge hit because it was limited or because of whatever, and it didn't peter out, but it's not what I thought it was going to be.
I think in that respect, there hasn't been a pop that's shot up unless it's like a 1 in 500 pop.
The only one that I can think of off the top of my head, and I may be wrong, is there was we just did a mystery.
In recent years, there's not.
Yeah,
been
we just did a mystery box for this because I acquired one to trade. Was the Diamond Funko Shop Selena. They dropped that out of nowhere. It shot up to 115, and it stayed at over 100. And it's still over. It's like 110, I think, right now.
Really?
Yeah. And said they may restock it, and that'll kill the value. But right now, that was the only one that I can remember that dropped where just kind of, not out of nowhere per se, but just like there wasn't a big demand for Selena. That's what I mean. So all of a sudden, the Selena pop
We had
drops.
a couple of the Hot Topic ones.
Yeah, and they're 20-ish or whatever they are. And
I
the
don't think I
comment
ever
is,
got the Selena one. I looked at it and was like, I ain't buying that.
yeah, it was all right. But we talked about off air. I think we talked about Jodeci and Guy and, and Portrait and all these great R&B groups. I never once listened to Selena, even in.
No, you got the Boys and Men group.
Oh yeah, boys, I got all of them. Yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course. Yeah.
They bring Jodeci. They bring Jodeci out.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
I'm still pretty pissed they didn't make the 4th member of Boys to Men, the original member.
Oh, they didn't, did they?
No.
He really didn't want anything to do with the Boys to Men after he left.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just kind of.
He
pissed
probably
they
said,
didn't.
"I don't." That's
a
guarantee.
perfect con exclusive, by the way. Just
would've
shout
been.
out if Funko's watching. If you can get him to sign a contract that will allow a 5,000 piece or whatever,
Oh my gosh!
that would be an amazing con pop.
There's probably only
4th one.
5,000 people out there buying those pops.
I know, but it doesn't matter. If you can get
I
everybody's a
didn't.
fan
I
of something.
love Boys to Men, and I didn't get any of those.
Yeah, they're really cool.
They were so cool.
Anyway, so long-winded way of saying, I would say collect what you want. That way, if it doesn't go up in value, you're not like,
Right.
oh, you're just like, okay, I like all these cool things I got, right? And then try to pace yourself. Understand that the pre-order game is a business strategy on Funko's part. So they release all kinds of stuff. Right now, again, we're really into sodas, right? So right now they're dropping we're not dropping. They're announcing 12 new sodas. Let's say 5 of which I really like. Like I really like the Vince Clortho one, for example. That's a real
cool
one that I really
looking
like. It's because the mold is totally different.
We've
The Chase mold.
got it on order.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it from you.
Yeah,
You know
okay,
that.
appreciate it.
Yeah. So the common is Tully. So Rick Moranis' character with the soup bowl thing on his head, and then the strainer, and then the Chase is not that with a different color or that metallic or that glow.
the
It's
Chase
actually
is-
the dog.
Yeah.
So it's a totally different mold.
Yeah.
Huge fan of that.
Right.
So that's a great one. I really want to get that one. So I'll get that one. But I like a couple other ones, the Lemon Head or whatever it is. But I'm not going to see. They're counting on people pre-ordering these things. Therefore, they sell them all out. And then people are like, why did I get that? I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've watched Bearded Barbarian's channel, for example. Shout out to Bearded Barbarian, who he'll be like, I don't even remember what I got. And so he'll open these boxes. He'll open these boxes from Spastic or wherever, and there's like 6 sodas in there. And he'll be like, I don't remember ordering these. He did that because they were pre-ordered. He was excited in the moment. He pulled the trigger on them, and then 6 months later they show up, and he wouldn't buy them if they were just in the store.
And the other thing I noticed they were doing on those pre-orders, a lot of collectors were they were buying 6 at a time.
Yes.
Because that way they could guarantee the chase.
Yes,
and
agreed.
Ridiculous. Because then what happens is you end up taking that. I mean, it's a lose-lose for everybody because even you're never going to get back what you put into it because you opened it. And
commons will sell for $5 a piece.
Unless it's a Scarlet Witch type soda where the chase is crazy high, and you have, for whatever reason, you pulled that chase first, and then you say, all right, I'm going to take this chase, I'm going to take this common, and I've got 4 unopened.
Right.
And you can trick people.
Which probably happened to us. We just dropped the 2 soda Saturday of Scarlet Witch, volume 33, right there in front of us. And we bought one from you because you got one in the store.
Yeah.
But I couldn't buy 2 because
I didn't have to.
You didn't have to.
Right.
And so I had, but we do 2 soda Saturday.
Sure.
I can't just have one, right? Again, OCD. Okay. So I had to go find another one. Nobody had them. Like, still, I've never seen one in the wild, ever. So I had to go on eBay, and I found one that was sealed. It looked legit.
I actually know where somewhere.
And so, well, we'll talk about that off camera. We give away secrets. Gotta some leg up in the game. But
I know.
But I bought one on eBay. The guy took my offer for $20 because I needed to do the episode. And I was like, it's probably going to be a common because he probably found the chase in his case and then sold the rest with a chance to find a chase, whatever, on eBay because he's, and we paid $20 for it. But I did that, even though I knew it could be shady. I did that because I needed to complete the 2 soda Saturday so we could do the episode.
Yeah. So you got 2 commons.
And we got 2 commons, yeah.
That's all right.
No, it's all right. It's
a cool pop.
We're 0 for 7 on Marvel sodas. Do you know that? 0 for 7.
We've
never opened a Marvel chase.
Really?
Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch.
That Falcon, Captain America?
Yep.
You got here, right?
Yep.
You got the chase?
Mm-mm.
It's the only chase he's gotten.
Really?
Eli.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think it was the only chase he's ever pulled.
But I ordered 3 more when they were on sale for like $6 at like Sure Thing Toys or some random place. And I was like, this isn't even legit. Because it was $6. And so I ordered 3 more. And I was like, let's give it a shot. It was like $28 shipped. It was nothing.
All right.
And I still have them sealed.
So we're talking about sodas. We're talking about chases.
Yes.
All right. Jeremy's bought several Beast Boy sodas from Cadets Toys and Comics. Because of Mogilny. All right. And Mogilny's his son.
Huge Teen Titans Go fan.
So we've got one here. He's a huge Teen Titans Go fan.
Yeah.
We've got 2 left. All right. I'm pretty sure
and
he bought
4.
He's bought the other 4.
Right.
So he's got a 50-50 shot right now to open up a chase. It's all right, Mogilny. I'm sorry you're not here, but Dad is going to open up a soda.
This is for you, buddy. I love you very much. Whichever camera I'm on, I love you very much. And this is for you.
Let's see what it is.
I have. We're 0 for 4 on the Beast Boy sodas. So.
Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky, y'all. Everybody cross those fingers.
That would be awesome. Hit that like button.
Hit that like.
Hit
that subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Hit that like button for good luck. I'm shouting out all kinds of channels today, but Rock and Row always says, click that like button. You get 90-something% better luck with your sodas, which is hilarious to me. I just find that so funny.
That's a good idea. Hit that like button.
For a 96%.
He always does this.
Put me on this camera right here if you haven't already.
Yeah. Focus on Gover.
Okay. All right. Is that the chase?
Let's see.
Nope.
0
for 5.
Here's the really great thing about Cadets Toys now. We have one left. Guess who's buying a chase tonight?
Me.
So, anyway, I'll keep that one, though.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy that one.
I appreciate that.
For sure, man. I know you've already spent your money here.
Yeah,
We don't mind opening. We open a lot of these every once in a while. Somebody may come and buy, but we sell them. We'll hook somebody up.
So, can I talk about the soda game real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
So, the reason that we're so behind, well, we love them, but also, again, collect what you like, right? But I think the soda game is only going to be more popular as we go along here, because if you think about it, like how many people were collecting pops in 2010 and 11 when they first dropped? Not a lot. You can find open pops usually, but you can't find. It's very hard to find a meticulously good, conditioned original box from 2011. We have a 12 right here for Biggie, which we'll get to in a second, but. And that's one of my favorite ones. This one I think is old as well. But anyway.
Yeah, those are good. Those look clean too.
Yeah. So the sodas I think are going to take the same kind of form. Collecting is more on the radar now than it was in 2010 or 11.
Absolutely.
This is 12. But they're numbered. And so if you find a 7500 Bazooka Joe or whatever, okay? So if you find the chase on that, I don't know what the math is, 1100 or whatever the math is, 1200, whatever the math is on that.
It might be lower than that.
Yeah. So it's California public education. I have no idea what that is. 6%. So 20%. So that's a number. You know that figure minus the international version, which is a whole other headache. That's how many there are.
Yeah.
Okay. The second part of this is everyone. I had somebody say on our late night pop show. We also do a show called Late Night Pop Show where I talk to other YouTubers.
Sure.
And Charlie, shout out to Charlie of Collector Chatter, huge podcast. Go check it out. It's awesome. Collector Chatter. Charlie was on with us, and he said, "You know what the best thing is? You have to open them."
You have to.
And I said, "That's exactly why I don't open them." So we do 2 Soda Saturday. So right now I've gotten into the point where I'm buying 3 of each, 2 to open and 1 to save.
Man.
Because 1, 2, 3 years from now, no one's going to have a Mumra sealed soda. Nobody. Because it was like the second or third wave of sodas
I
ever.
don't have a Mumra soda.
Yeah.
I do want one because I have a Lino, which I opened.
And I have a sealed Mumra soda.
So when I got into sodas, first time I saw them, I think I saw them at Dragonfly Collectibles up in White House.
That's where I bought it.
He was the only one I knew that had them. I didn't see anybody else really in the soda
We
game.
walked in like May 2020. It was right after the pandemic started.
It was before
They
the
were
pandemic
open.
started. It was like
And we walked in, they had some sodas, and Mumra was one of them, and we grabbed a Mumra one.
he had Mumra.
We opened that one, but for the record.
Sure. He had Batman and Robin, which were the first 2.
Yes, they were.
And I thought, I just don't want to, I'm already deep into the pops. I was like, I was so curious. I was like, these look really cool.
They are
I'm like, these are really cool. And I just didn't commit. And then I think eventually I bought a Robin because I couldn't find a Batman after that. Then finally I ordered a Batman off some girl off eBay and it was open. I didn't care. I didn't care.
Yeah, the old ones you don't care.
I just wanted it. I'm going to open these and display these because I think they're really, really cool. And then after that, there we go. So I've actually tried to snag at least one of almost every soda.
Yes.
There are some I've just been like, no, I'm not getting that.
Right. There's always 1 or 2.
There's 1 or 2.
Always.
I actually had 2 sloths. Thank God.
Okay.
Because somehow my sloth got knocked off my bookshelf and came into my bedroom and the dog had chewed it.
Oh, lovely.
I was like, oh.
Basset Hounds, I'm telling
And I just knew, I think I've got 2 of these.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Okay. Which I did. And the second one was not open. The first one I had open. Because I display my sodas. I got a nice little display.
Yes.
And I've been trying to collect all the Justice League, the DC ones. And the only one I don't have now is Poison Ivy because it got shipped somewhere.
Oh, that's right. You said it got lost
into
the ether.
It went to the wrong place, and then I didn't pick it up in time, and I guess it got sent back. I don't know where it's at.
That chase is beautiful, by the way.
Oh, my gosh. It's probably 2 chases.
It's gorgeous.
Knowing me. But I don't have, there's like 4 He-Mans I don't have. And they are, some of them are exclusives. And some,
You got Tongue Lasher here.
Yeah, I
So
got
you have
that
to
one.
have that one.
I definitely have like a couple of him.
Yeah.
And then I don't have
There's
a
Beastman.
Skeletor.
Well, that's one of the first ones, too.
I don't have a Skeletor. I do have Beastman. I don't have.
Do you have the Scare Glow?
Yes.
That one's awesome.
I didn't open it.
Good for you.
That's the one I didn't open.
Good for you. That thing is, I can give you some serious cash right now.
I didn't open Scareglow, and I didn't open. I think I opened Slime Pit He-Man. I opened one I wish I hadn't opened was Disco Skeletor, but I didn't have a Skeletor, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna.
Right.
I gotta exit.
Do you have Roboto? Did you get Roboto?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a great. So we.
I don't know what it's like. It's like Spikor maybe.
Oh, Spikor, yeah. We ordered 2 bundles from Toy Tokyo for Roboto, so we could do 2 Soda Saturday. But you had to buy the Zodak pop
Bundle.
with it.
Yep.
And I was furious about it. I don't want that. I want the soda.
Should have brought the Zodax in here and traded them.
But they never separated the 2. You had to buy both. So I was like, okay, obviously they're worried about selling these. So I went ahead and bought 2.
Well, this Funko app has changed.
And I got them in, and we did a 2 Soda Saturday. If you never joined us for 2 Soda Saturday before, what we do is we have 2 sodas that are identical. We give them both to Mogilny. Mogilny picks which one he opens, and if he opens the chase on the first one, we bank the other soda. Either goes on Whatnot or it goes up in the attic.
According to this, one of them is Snake Face.
Okay.
I never got a Snake Face.
Okay. I have one. I'll bring it in.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Web Store.
Yep. Web Store.
I don't know why I have the Space Ghost on it because I have that one. I don't have Gladiator Hulk. This I do. What is it?
But to finish that story.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, wait. This is available. No, I don't have. Yeah, this is right. This is the wish list.
Oh, okay. Well, that would.
I want a Kaboom cereal guy, by the way. I know you got that one.
No.
Merman. I don't have Merman. And I don't have Spikor.
Okay.
I think that's the
Merman.
one.
Okay, I'll keep.
Merman, Spikor. I've already forgotten.
Skeletor.
Skeletor. That's the fifth one. Skeletor, Merman, Spiker, Webstore, and
Snakeface. But that one's gonna be. I'll rectify that one. So that we
and
got
Poison Ivy.
So we got two. Well, it's DC. We got two.
I have a ton of pop sodas that like I don't know how I got them. Like I've got them like and I'm talking not these aren't like con exclusives or anything.
Yeah.
They're just like some that I just stuck in boxes and I'm like like name one of the early ones and let's see if I have it.
Well, Lion-O.
I've got that one.
Okay.
Wish I had never opened it, but I opened it, which is fine because I wanted to display it.
Yeah.
But you have to open it at some degree.
The Count Chocula.
Got it.
Okay.
Got two of them.
Did you get the chase?
I didn't open them.
Oh, you still have them sealed.
Do you have them?
No, I don't know those.
I should just give them to you and let you open them on.
Oh,
And then,
God,
at least for
love
the
that.
show, and then you can
then
give them.
back, yeah.
Or if you get a chase, you keep the chase, and I keep
Well,
the.
I'll take that deal.
Because I don't care about the. I honestly don't care. The only chases I want, Reverse Flash and Bizarro.
Okay. Oh, Bizarro would be awesome.
Because they finished my Justice League.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's a good
my
point.
DC line.
We can work out something.
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Let me finish the story though.
Okay.
It's awesome.
All right.
Because I can't believe it happened.
Where we at?
I don't-
What's our time frame?
no idea.
Give me that time, Nick, on the screen. He'll tell us.
So we got the two bundles of Roboto, and so we did it for the 2 Saturday. So I had these two Zodiac Pops. We put in a mystery box, and it's fine. But the two Robotos, so again, like I said, if you ever joined us before, Mogilny opens the first one, and if there's a chase in it, we bank the second soda. So the first one he opens, first Can Magic Bang Chase Roboto, 800 piece,
Man,
$100.
That's a metallic one too, right?
It's awesome. So we banked the other one. Well, we ended up doing it on our Whatnot auction, where we do a game called 642. There's 6 sodas on the screen, all sealed. 4 will be won in that auction, and 2 will go to the next auction. So the guy who won the Roboto soda
Opened it and it was a chase.
No, he wanted it shipped to him sealed. He didn't want me to open it on the stream. So I shipped it to him sealed. He opened it up on his Instagram Live. I was watching.
And it was a chase.
Man. Which means they sent us 2 chases. That's what that means. So it's a 1 in 6 chance, for those who don't know. It's a 1 in 6 chance to get a chase. And they sent us 2 because we ordered 2 and both were chases. Like insane luck. Now, we didn't get the benefit of the second chase other than the fact that we got to sell it. But that was crazy stupid.
I have some like I wanted to like I've got Captain Crunch and what was the
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't have any of those older ones.
Because that was a
like I said, Mummer
that was a Funko Shop exclusive.
Yes.
The one I wish I would have kept was the first Freddy they sent out. Sold both of them.
Oh my goodness, that thing is money too.
I know. I don't know why, but you know, Joey and I were at the point where like I was at this point at that time where I was like, I just don't want to. I had so many comic books. I had so many Funko Pops.
It's one more thing to collect.
That's
like, why we resisted too.
And I was like,
I do not want to do that.
But I'm also that mindset too. It's like there may be a day where Tommy just gets aggravated, walks in here with 35 boxes of toys and says, "Have at 'em, peeps." I already told you this story because you were like, if you do that, you better call me first because I want to go through your sodas first.
Absolutely. I would love to go through the sodas. That would be awesome. We can work on some trades or something.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a time I'm like, what am I? Because literally, I've stacked them in the like. I keep the boxes that the case boxes because they're great for storage.
Yep.
And so I've got literally like 10 or 12 of these little like.
I'm salivating right now thinking about going through them.
Oh,
just looking at them.
And the ones I opened were the Ninja Turtles and the Justice the DC lines.
The first chase we ever got was the Michelangelo turtle chase.
The first chase I ever got was Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah.
There's 2 Harleys. It was the
not the newer one. You mean the older one?
It was the Margot Robbie one.
Yeah, she said it's a bat or something.
Yeah. It was a diamond, I think, or something. It was shiny. Okay. It was something weird.
But soda's where it's at because they're numbered. I
don't think I've ever pulled a chase after that.
And
then again, I may be sitting on a ton of chases because I haven't opened.
I know you might be. But pops, we don't know what the runs are, right? Like the Mike Tyson pop, like
unless they say it.
Sure, but I'm saying like general, like the commons on your shelf,
like that 5,000 piece Eddie from
Killer's Eddie
from Hot Topic.
Yes,
it was a glow in the dark one.
Yep. Yeah. But it's 5,000 pieces. But then there's an international version with a special edition sticker that doesn't say.
So we did get one.
So how many of those are there?
One of those Killers Eddie. Because Wheels, shout out to Wheels. Wheels is art.
I saw his picture on Instagram the other day.
Yeah, he's the Funko kid. Him and Mogilny. I didn't have these guys. We got to get these kids in here doing a podcast.
April Fool's Day, they can co-host.
Oh yeah. Be fun. But he snagged one. His mom got him one, and he brought it in.
Because I brought you one from Hot Topic that day to give
What,
give
was
the
it
Joey.
Killer's Eddie's?
To give the Joey, yeah.
Oh, you brought that.
Mhm.
I thought that was Wheels.
No, it was big.
See, I can't remember nothing.
I surprised you with it. You
That's
didn't know
what it
I was
was.
coming in with it.
You brought it.
Yeah.
Oh, big
I
shout
brought
to,
you something
big shout out
else.
to Gover.
I brought you something else. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, I got an extra one of these for you. And you're like, oh my God, put that in a stack right now. It's going to be this and that.
We pop stacked it.
Yeah.
Joey left
And
it.
you gave it to Joey, yeah.
And he left it in here.
Of
He didn't
course
take
he
it
did.
home.
Of course he did.
I think he finally took it home. But that, I was like, anything Iron Maiden, I'm trying to hook up Joey with.
Well,
Now, he had the original Iron Maiden pops,
okay.
and we sold them.
Well, those are big money now. Too.
Big money. Now, we didn't know. At the time, they
No, of
weren't worth
course not.
$12.
Right, of course.
But
And that's my point of earlier, is that you never know
what's going to pop.
what's gonna strike.
But and this is something that I think you're very specific about, and I want to reinforce is don't go out and just buy everything.
No.
Because that's ridiculous.
You
You're
will
going
burn
to
out.
burn out, and you're going to sell it, and you're going to be mad that you wasted time and money and resources
Right.
on trying to do this hobby. Pace yourself.
Yes.
It's the same thing with comic books. I'll say the same thing with comic books. Don't spec buy because Key Collector ran up and said, hey, this character got option for Netflix. I can't tell you how many option IPs are out there that are still sitting on the shelf. You know, we're still waiting on the Paper Girls TV show. You know,
How are the
You're
She-Hulk
running-
comics coming? Like, how are they doing?
they're selling.
See? But she got a show coming.
I'm saying they're selling.
Yeah.
Now,
I picked that example out of thin air.
I
I'm
appreciate
just
that.
saying.
That's number one came out this week. We had She-Hulk. We had like 4 or 5 number one. We had She-Hulk. We had Silk number one.
Mhm.
We had Ben Reilly Spider-Man number one. That one didn't even make it to the shelf.
Oh, really?
No, because that's Spider-Man too. So,
Right.
but our subscribers didn't hit. They didn't order them before final order cutoff, but they ordered them afterwards. So by the time we got them, they had snagged them all up, which is fine for us because we get our money back.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, we like to have some of those where you can kind of ease people into comics because we had a few people come in this weekend that were like, I'm getting back in the game. I'm looking for some books to read. And we, you know, fortunately we were able to sell Silk and She-Hulk to a few people. Those didn't rush out like Ben Reilly. There was something else that came out. Silver Surfer Rebirth.
Okay.
That was a huge book. We barely have any of those left.
Thor was another one that came and went.
Oh, the Thor number
20.
20, yeah, because it was the first appearance of the God of Hammers.
And that's going to be a big deal if it's,
No,
if it's in the
won't
movie
be
ever.
if it ever.
Right.
But so there's something else coming up that's big. It's got a big key. What's coming up? There's a big key coming up. Something like that. It's something like that. Oh, it's the Venom. The new Venom. I think it's Venom 5. Is it Venom 5? The next one, I think. It's the first appearance of Bedlam. Go to new. Yeah, and then go over. It'll probably be in February, bro. Actually, just go to search. Hit search to the left there, and then type in Venom 5. I think it's number 5. We're not at Venom 5, right? Am I crazy?
Well, 4 just came out, right? 4 just
It's,
came out. sold
maybe
out.
it is the next. Yeah,
4 just came out a couple days ago. So, I mean,
it's not even on here.
Go to Venom 4. Usually,
If Venom 4 came out this week, which is it was the 20th or 19th. Go to February. This is the League of Comics. See, it's not even showing up over here. Click now. Yeah, series. Click that. I just want to see these covers because there was some retailer exclusive covers. So that's the crazy thing about comic books too. God, heaven forbid they did this with. Well, they do this with Funko Pops. What am I talking about? They do retailer exclusives.
They do. Entertainment Earth exclusives.
No. I'm talking like
previews.
Pop in a box or.
we are having internet problems. We may need you to stall.
It's fine. Just don't worry about the internet. Well, it's a moot point at this juncture. But anyway, Venom 5 is going to have this first appearance of Bedlam. Now, right now, Venom is almost everybody's pulling Venom because they just want to. It's a new run. Ram V are a writer, so it's been people jumped on that early and they're riding that storyline out. But the second that thing hits Key Collector, which is usually the morning before, the morning of it releases, the night before it releases, which we've already put on the shelf and done our pulls, it hits Key, and then all of a sudden it's in our system, and then we've all of a sudden got people buying those things online before we can even get them out on the shelves, which is not a bad thing. It's just the price jumps too. So it's like an exclusive. Now, places like Dr. Knows with their 1 in 25 variants or 1 in 50 variants or 1 in 100, they'll automatically price those things at like $20 or $50 before, sitting on the shelf. It's the only ones they have in like bags and boards, and on the back of it, you turn it over and there's like a slip in it that says this is the price. It's which it's not cover price.
Right.
We try not to do that, and the highest ratio variant we get is 1 in 25 because we just don't have that many subscribers yet. And we're not buying a bunch of books just to get high variants because that's stupid.
Right.
And
you're chasing at that point.
Well, you're going to end up with a bunch of books.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You're not going to make that much money.
Right.
Unless it just magically pops. So it's the same mentality as Funko Pops. However, I think the Funko Pops is worse for some reason. Just because I think these are fleeting in their pricing. Yep. Comic books tend to hold value because there's actually a book you can read and read a story, where this is just a object that sits on a shelf for the most part.
But I would argue that baseball cards were that when we were growing up too.
I honestly think that this game is more like baseball cards, except
it absolutely is.
Except it takes up more space.
Well, of course, but I think that's what it is.
But the mentality is like baseball cards. That's 100% probably the closest thing it is to baseball cards.
Because people hear all the time, people ask me, are they the new Beanie Babies?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Because Beanie Babies were collectible, and I get that comparison. But Beanie Babies weren't nostalgic. When you went into, I don't know, McCullough's, I was thinking of a store back in the day. It's not even around anymore. When you went to McCullough's to get a Beanie Baby because they just came out.
We used to get them at the Shell station.
Well, okay, fine. So Shell
Pockets.
So Shell station.
Shout out to Pockets.
So you get in there and you walk in and it's a bear with a embroidered American flag heart on its butt. That's what it is.
Oh, you're talking about Beanie Babies. Sorry, I'm talking about baseball cards.
Oh, sorry, no, that's what it is.
What are you talking about? Yeah,
There's no nostalgia.
Hallmark
there.
had them.
Yeah, well, thank you, Hallmark. That's a better example than McCullough's. So which is probably not even opposite. So when you went to the Hallmark and you got that was you were doing it for collective value because you wanted it, whatever it was. But these actually have a nostalgic value. I started my collection technically of Pops because of Golden Girls. There were 4 Golden Girls
Most
on the
people
shelf,
start like,
and I was like, I'm getting all these because they're Golden Girls. And then that opened up the door eventually to all the other stuff. Now I love the sports Pops, which no one seems to like, which is great for me.
Great.
Mandalorian, got all those, all the 4-inch Pops.
Hockey
I have them
Pops.
all. Hockey Pops, got them all. So, or I'm trying to get them all. And the stand-up comedian Pops, which is a growing line. So there's only 4. But I've got them all. So I'm trying to get all that stuff. But those are the lines that I'm interested in. And it's all nostalgic based, except for the Mandalorian, which is new. But it's still, okay, this is a thing that I really enjoy. Not an object that people tell me is worth something. Right? It's a different thing. Baseball cards were the same. I collected Mark McGwire cards because I loved Mark McGwire. I would love to go back. Even now, I'm 45 years old. I'm about to be 45 years old. I would love to go back and get like some of my favorite Mark McGwire cards.
That market did it did what this is doing. It shot up really big in the 90s and busted.
Correct. And you know why? Because they watered it down. They all of a sudden there were parallel sets of every card.
Comic books. Is this the Venom book? See that? That's Bedlam right there.
Okay, right here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a new character.
Yeah, lizard.
No, he's a symbiote, just like.
No, I know, but I'm saying he looks like a red. He looks more like a lizard than the other two.
I guess so. Yeah,
I think
it's just the artwork, but he's definitely a new symbiote that's going to like. I don't know what's the first issue. First issue, I'm crazy all up. Yeah, here we go.
That's
so cool. It's, I think it's gonna be a. I don't know, man. But that one, and Matt, you could weigh in on this too, bud. With comic books, with that kind of a character, if he takes off like Carnage did,
right?
You know, it's like.
But he's got to do that.
See, how many do you know how many actual symbiotes there are?
No.
I off the top of my head, I think there's like somewhere between 5 and 10.
Okay.
Nick probably knows.
All right, hold on.
There we go.
Carnage, Venom, Anti-Venom, Lasher, Phage, Riot,
Scream.
Scream. I feel like I'm missing one. Toxin. But I think that illustrates
Somewhere
your point.
gets to my point. There's a
Okay.
bunch of symbiotes.
Okay.
And I guess the King in Black is the what's his name? What was the King in Black? Null was the King symbiote.
Oh, and he's rumored to be in a future upcoming project, right?
It's possible.
Okay.
So now you got Bedlam. All right. So, but if Bedlam becomes like Venom's like Bane per se, you're gonna want that book.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think that's the big difference between comics and this, because this doesn't have, unless it's a character tie-in to an IP, you know, but this makes more sense to me to spec buy than something that may or may not, you know, be in a movie or in a TV show, or this was mentioned in The Mandalorian, you know,
right.
blah, 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 blah. That kind of a thing. So, because like the A cover for this doesn't even have Bedlam on it. It's just, it's not even, see, that's the A cover. It's just Venom, which is good. It's just, that when I showed you was a retailer exclusive.
Okay.
But you've got to buy the things that you want to buy,
Yes.
you know, and because at the end of the day, you're going to get burnt out. You're going to sell it. You're going to be upset. But if you're doing it because you like the story or you like the association, you know, say it's Book of Boba Fett, or it's, you know, Biggie. You know, you're buying Biggie because you love the music.
Yes.
You know, this is like, you're not really, I mean, yeah, this is really cool pop rock, by the way. OG, what is this, probably like 2012? Yeah. So that's early, probably one of the early pop rock pops.
Yes.
You know, and he's had several since.
Yep.
You know,
And I have them all.
Yeah.
The only one I don't have of the biggies, of all of them, there's a black suit. I think it's a Con Biggie. It was, I think, the first one made. It's like $2,000 PPG. It's
Man.
like insane.
Crazy.
And I'm clearly never going to get that one. That's the only one I don't
You
have.
never know, man.
Well, I have a mystery box
Never
pull
know.
maybe. But I'm just saying, like, I had to go out and buy this one from Sassy Cajun, her YouTuber, Sassy Cajun. Had to go out and buy that one. That was number one on my personal grail list that I didn't have.
Yeah.
And it came available in December. When she posted it, within 10 minutes, I had 3 people contact me and be like, I know that's number 1 on your list. She's going to sell it. And I swooped in and got it. Lots of long story short, but it showed up, and I've been admiring it ever since.
Are you a big fan of the Muppets?
Yeah, so I watched the Muppets as a kid.
Yeah.
This is actually
I did like that movie.
the Muppets movie is great.
The second one wasn't very good.
No, I don't know, yeah, but the first one was
First
awesome.
one was really good.
But Phenomena here, it was on my personal grail list early on,
Phenomena.
and we had that playing at our wedding. We had to play in our
No way. I could see that.
Yeah. And so, anyway, a buddy of mine named Chad messaged my wife and said, "Hey, I want to get Jeremy a pop for his birthday, whatever." And I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "All right." So she goes, "Can you send me his wish list?" And so she sent him my PPG wish list.
Nice.
I figured it'd be like a $30 pop or whatever, whatever. And then this bad boy shows up.
How much is that?
And I was floored. It's like 160.
No way.
Yeah. I was just
Do you have all the Muppet
floored.
ones?
No, it's the only one I have. So I brought these two specifically to talk about grails because I thought like this is what it means to collect what you like.
Yeah.
I would have got these just
Anyway.
like I have all the biggies. All right, I got them anyway.
Right.
Even if they're $9.
So-
it's like I love hip hop. I've loved hip hop my whole life. I'm getting all of these. This just happens.
I
to be
think
the
this is
big
a
one.
good point. When you're looking for that collectible, you're going after a grail, you're going after a high-end pop, it definitely needs to be in the vein of something you appreciate more than you're
Yes.
just trying to purchase something of value.
Yes.
Because any collectible is only worth what somebody's going to pay you for it at the end of the day.
Yes.
All right. So you asked me what my grails were, I think, in the last podcast.
I did.
And I said Ace the Bat Hound.
Yep.
And then, of course, since then, I have gotten Ace the Bat Hound
Right.
as my grail. Mostly because I wanted Ace for several reasons. One, it's Batman's dog. 2, I named my dog after it. 3, but before that came out before I had a dog. So I remember this is when I was really kind of early. I mean, I think I'm still kind of early in the game, but I remember laying in bed, and for whatever reason I was in bed, and I did a drop on Ace the Bat Hound, and I don't know if I couldn't get it or if I just didn't get it at the time, and it sold out. Boom. I was like, man, I really wanted that pop. After the fact, I thought I should have got that, and I never got it. So here it was, like 5 years later or so, whatever it was, and I saw it at Plastic Empire, sitting in a little case. And he had like $160, $180, something crazy like that. And I was like, wait a minute. I've got a pop shop. I've got my own pop shop. There's a way I can get this. So I banked the next time I went to Atlanta, which was a month later, that would still be there. And when I went back with like 10 or 20 exclusives that I had extras of. And so I got that thing down to like, I think he offered me like $125 for my pops. Because it was probably, again, it's probably like $300 on the pops, but I knew I wasn't going to get $300.
Right.
I was going to get 40% of what, and they don't use PPG. They use eBay. And so I bought it for $40.
That's great.
Because he literally goes, well, what do you want? I said, I want Ace the Bad Hound. He goes, I like your style. That's exactly what he said. I was like, because I knew what I wanted, and it's something I really wanted.
Right.
Just like my other two favorites are that I have are Blue Falcon and Dynamite, because that was a show I loved as a kid.
And the Dynamite I got to get you.
You got me.
Thanks to that trade with Bearded Barbarian.
Absolutely.
That was my first trade I ever did.
And see, that is what makes it fun.
Yes.
That's when the collectible game is good. When you're out there just trying to get down every blacklight pop because you think that's going to pop is stupid. Because I can tell you right now, I've got two over here in the case. Now, granted, it was like wave 3 of blacklights.
Right.
But they're still the same price they were at Target. It's like, because the PPG dropped on them. They flare up really high. They drop down. Some of those blacklight pops, I think if you had some of the OG ones, the original ones, which we did.
The Iron Man.
The Spider-Man and the Carnage.
Spider-Man.
We actually gave away Carnage.
Really?
To a kid. God,
Wow.
I shouldn't have done that because that thing was like a $200-$300 pop now.
Yeah. I passed on that. I actually texted
No,
a buddy.
we had
I
two of
texted
them.
a buddy of mine, and I go, Ron, who's always given me the greatest advice. I remind him about this a lot because it's the only one time he didn't. I go, dude, this Carnage just dropped. I'm at my computer right now. Should I get it? Because the black lights are like the big thing,
Yeah.
And I go, I could use it as a mystery box fodder. I could use it, should I get it? And he goes, I don't know, man. I wouldn't do it. He's like, you need to settle down. And I was like, okay, he's right. I need to settle down. And of course, it's like a $200, $300.
We sold one at the time. It was probably $60, and then
there's a lot of fakes out there.
We had just started at Flealand. It was around Christmas, and we wanted to like trying to get people in to buy stuff. So we're like, hey, if you buy a common, you put your name in this box for a Carnage, and some little kid won it.
Wow!
And I guarantee you cracked that bad boy open.
Of course.
Maybe he didn't though. Maybe his dad. Maybe his dad was like, "Hey, look, kid. Let me just tell you."
And you know who's happy about that? If he did crack it open, every other collector that does have it. That's one less they got to worry about.
Every once in a while, you get lucky in a store like this, and you bring something in that's like super of value, and it's like, man, we got that cool thing, but we're never going to keep it.
Right.
And so it's like, personally, we're like, oh, we got it. So we get that satiate that need of like, we got that cool thing. We also, get that realization like, all right, look, we don't have to keep this. We're going to actually benefit from this.
Didn't you just do that with a comic?
Hulk 181.
Hulk 181. That's
Had it literally 20 hours, maybe 18.
Because I walked in, I think, an hour after you acquired it.
Yeah.
And I texted a friend of mine. And I was like, hey, I know you're on the lookout for this stuff. Do you want it? And I'm sure he passed, but he was like, "No, I'm good." But
I already had a buyer on the line.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But I just wanted to make sure.
And it was. We have a handful of people at the store, and that are high-end collectors. That's a difference because some comic books are.
Oh sure.
Like Matt and Nick actually got to snag a few X-Men books, but they're like you, like they got budgets. It's like they can't come in here when drop. Most people can't.
No, that's why
people can't come in here and
that's
go.
why the biggie was so important because it was like I'm never going to acquire that. Unless
Now
we did
have a customer here that we got this collection and it had, what was it, Nick? What was the run? What was the number run? It was like
it
90,
was
90. It was the whole Chris Claremont run.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of. It was about from early onset till about the Dark Phoenix saga, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so Matt and Nick both back there are huge X-Men guys, and for different reasons, but it doesn't matter. The X-Men's that run is marquee, man. You find that you're gonna snag them. We still got a handful of them left, not many, because Nick actually grabbed, I think, the main Dark Phoenix ones, and then Matt got a couple of ones that he was wanting to kind of collect, and there was one he really wanted, but unfortunately, what was it, Matt? You had a alternator go out, or the radiator went out. What was it?
Oh yeah, I wanted that uncanny 129 first Emma Frost. Yeah.
Yeah,
I lost my battery in my car.
Well, what was funny was, it's not funny, but he was like, I really want this. What was the price on that one at the time? I think it was
$275.
Yeah,
it was like
$250, something. He was like, and I was going like, all right, knock it down a couple bucks just to because it's Matt, and he was like, called his wife. He goes, so they got X-Men 129.
That's always a conversation that goes well.
And I swear I heard her on the phone. She goes, what are you gonna do about the battery? And I was like, he's like, not getting the comic today.
Yeah.
We had those books. My point is, we had those books, and again, every one of those books, almost every one, were $100 or more. All right, every one of them, because they were in good shape. And some of the keys went out really quick, but then you still have a bunch of other ones, right? And which was well over $1,200, $1,500 bucks, and somebody came in and bought them all up at once, most of them.
Wow.
Somebody that could afford it.
Well, of course.
And that's a rare thing, though.
Yes.
But it was like, I want to collect those. Yeah, I'll take them all. We're like,
wow.
Hell of a day.
Hey, yeah.
But
that saves you effort and all that.
Here's the thing. As a guy that has a shop that's trying to actually make a little money at it, you relish those moments because of the financial gain you get from it. However, and Tom says, big shout out to Big Tom McCarl. Tom says, this is what we really sell. We sell happy here. And I think that's the way we try. Joey, because if we try to go, I think it's for our own mentality. Because there's a lot of guys out there that have shops that are just like, they have to make a living off of it. Unfortunately for me and Joey, we have day jobs, and so it's like we're doing this. Yes, we want to make a profit at it, but it's like right now, it's like we're trying to build a community.
Sure.
Guys like you, guys like Matt and Nick, we love that part of the game more than we love turning a buck. So. But when we see those comics come in, and we see those pops are they're becoming few and far between these days. But comics, it's like we know we're about to make somebody else's day better.
Oh, right.
You know, and I know people are like, yeah, right, Tommy, you're more interested in getting that $1,500 back. But you also got to think about how much more we had to put up to get some of those things. So, yes, in some ways we want to get our money back because we still have bills to pay. But it's always so exciting because I can get on the phone and call some people. Like, hey, man, it's like when I know I've got sodas coming in, I give you a phone call. Hey, man, just got a whole fresh case of sodas. I'll be down there as quick as I can.
Or don't worry about these.
Don't worry about those. I want these.
But these are the three. It's
like being able to hook people up and help people out and grab, because you know what they're trying to fill up, the gaps they're trying to fill. And I think that's what's fun because and now it's like even with Matt, I'll text Matt, and I do this with you when I'm at Target or whatever. But and sometimes even Nick too. But Matt's trying. What is it, Miss Marvel run? Right? You're doing Miss Marvel.
Yeah, almost there.
He's almost there. And I texted him. I was up in Paducah, Kentucky, went to Crash Comics, and they had some Miss Marvel books. And Matt texted me the ones you're missing. When I say Miss Marvel, it's Carol Danvers, which is Captain Marvel, but it's because there's a new Miss Marvel now. He don't want nothing to do with that Miss Marvel. He's OG Carol Danvers. But he sent me the text, and they had one of them, one of the three that he was looking for, and it wasn't in epic shape, but it's still. But that I gifted him as a Christmas present because he's been helping us so much with the podcast, and I know I can't pay these people. And I know he's doing it for the love, but I wanted to make sure he got that book because I knew it was something he was looking for. And that's what I like doing. I always call you too. And sometimes when we first did this, we made sure it was like, here, I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you.
Yep.
We were doing this, now it's kind of gotten to the point where we're just kind of trading. It's like,
it is.
Here you go.
I've dropped off stuff here that I don't even remember.
I'm same way. And it's been like, and I'm not talking like just $12 comment.
No.
It's been like $30, $40, exclusives. We're like, oh, we'll catch you on the next, like that Jordan.
Yeah, the 10-inch Jordan.
Yeah, I hooked you up with that. I don't even know what the trade-off on that was. And then, but at some point you gave me the little Jordan, the one that was that I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And
I got the Foot Locker exclusive one, right?
I
That
don't
one?
know if it's Foot Locker. I think it was the Target one.
The Olympic Dream Team one.
The Dream Team.
Yes.
one.
Yeah. I brought you a whole, not a whole set, but a Bird, I think, and then Jordan, and then.
But some of those are, I mean, now those are gone.
Yes.
At one time, the David Robinson, I think if you go someplace, you still see David
Mm-hmm.
Robinson kind of peg warming, maybe a Karl Malone. But Pippen, Jordan, Bird, Magic,
Gone.
definitely Jordan.
Yep. Gone.
Those didn't last long.
Right.
And those are the kind of pops that we wanted because we were huge
Yes.
NBA Dream Team fans back
Yes.
in the day. Now, we didn't buy those because, and that's our fear in our side. Like, all right, people are going to want that Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
But we want a Jordan for two reasons. One, because we love Jordan. Two, we're collecting all the Jordans.
Right. I'm only missing one.
I'm
only missing one.
I'm missing the gold one, which I know you're missing.
Two. You're right. Sorry. The gold one. You're right. The bronze one.
The bronze one from
And
Foot
then
Locker.
the new bait exclusive one. I
The
don't
May
know.
Baby. I don't have that one either.
Yeah.
And then I sold my Carolina ones because I just didn't care about them.
Okay.
But I think you can still find those. They're not very expensive.
Except for the Walmart one.
I had all
That's
three of them.
$50.
I had all three of them.
The other ones you can find.
I had Walmart and the other two.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't know where I'm lost my. I've lost my. I'm really running my mouth.
Well,
over.
community.
Oh yeah, the community, and that's one of the big things we wanted with the store was, we want people to come in here and hang as much as they spend money. Definitely want them to spend money because we've got to pay the bills.
Right.
We want to grow a little bit and eventually expand.
Can't fund the stock that they're coming in for.
Can't keep the happy going if we don't
Right.
have the magic.
It's like Ted Lasso moment.
Totally love Ted Lasso, by the way.
Yep.
Big shout out to Ted Lasso. We got a lot of shout outs tonight, guys.
Yes. It's a laundry list.
Laundry list of people.
But that's what. Just closing this out. That's what the Biggie is so
Yeah.
great for me because, again, it was Sassy Cajun who was selling it to make some money for Christmas.
Yep.
But it was 3 different people
They
who
hooked you up.
messaged me
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, have you seen this?" And the answer was no. I was working or I was doing something. I was distracted. I didn't see it. And so when I got 3 messages, I was like, "What is going on?" And I'm just clicking. Have you seen this link? Have you seen this link? Hey, she's selling this. Go get it. Link. I wouldn't have saw it without them.
Totally.
So that's the community that we're trying to build too on the YouTube channel. Is say we want to make money so we can buy more mystery boxes and fuel the channel and because I can't dip into my our family funds to do
That's
that.
tough.
Right. So, but I want to help out the community as much as possible. Because they've helped me out.
Yeah.
And honestly, Mogilny is 9. I need him to see a good example of the world
Yeah.
because I got that when I was a kid, although I wasn't conscious about it, but I
Sure.
got, I saw nice people around me. But the world has turned, at least in my opinion, it's turned a little bit more dark since I was a kid. But maybe every generation feels that way. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it feels
Still
that way
up
to
in
me.
the air.
Yeah, it feels that way to me. Maybe because it's the political climate. I don't know, whatever. But right now it just seems different. And so I would need him to see that there are good people. And he's surrounded by that right now, for the most part, in the community.
Yeah.
To be able to say, oh, yeah, we know this guy, we know that guy, and that guy invited us over for dinner as soon as COVID goes away. And, and like he helped us out with that pop. Chase's Kingdom, another shout out, Chase's Kingdom. He just sent us a 2 pops for Christmas, and one of them was a $40 flocked Pokemon pop. He didn't have to do that.
No. But
He just did it because he knew Mogilny liked Pokemon, and he sent us that.
well, here's how I look at it too. You come across as a collector, we like to hunt. You like to go out there.
Oh,
and you
hunt's
like
great.
And that part's great because
Yes.
what you do is when you're doing it, you come across those pops that are like, sought after, but I don't really want them. But
Right.
I know somebody.
But no,
that might.
somebody will. That's
And
right.
I end up. I can honestly say I probably do that 70-80% of the time. We'll buy, and I have a hard time keeping up what you buy or what you're into. Or
And
what
you don't want to be
missing.
out that money either.
No, you don't.
Right.
But it's like, okay, what's the thing we've been collecting lately? We've been looking for. I think there's one. There's a.
Well, the Blacklight Black Panther. Papa
Well, that
T.
one. That was one. We were kind of looking for that one. There were commons. There was a common group we were looking at.
There's so many I can't remember, to be honest.
Can't remember either. Point being, we, it's like I'll message you be like, hey, you got this one? You're like, nope, get it. And it's like I don't mind being out $12 for that. That's not gonna. That's because I know down the road that's gonna come back.
Yep.
And I think that part of Funko Pop hunting is awesome.
It
Definitely
is.
cool in the comic world too, because I do that with a lot of people at the shop. You know, because I know they're trying to complete collections, and it brings them in. It keeps them coming back. Today we had a really cool incident at the store. Some guy came in early this morning. I say early, it was when we opened at noon, but he came in pretty much right after church. I guess I don't know if he went to church, but he came in right at them, and he went straight to the wall over here and was like, "Hey, there's a Silver Surfer book. You still have that book?" And we down to like 4, and they were all variants. Three of those 4 were all Peach Momoko covers, which I guess nobody wanted, but he liked it better than the other one. So he bought that, and he was looking at other things, and I got to talking to him, and he's a collector, but he kind of gotten out of it. And he's like, I kind of wanted to jump back in. And man, you got to love those kind of people that come into your store, because like, all right, they're going to probably, because they'll go in quick, and they'll light up a bunch of books, and you'll make a quick buck, and then, but then they'll eventually plane out, which is good, which is fine. But about that time, Tom came in. Tom loves talking comics. It's like his favorite thing on the planet for sure. But he also likes meeting the people that come in here. Nick loves that. Everybody loves that. They want to talk. They want to connect with somebody. And so any chance I can connect, whether it's a comic buyer or a Funko buyer, I want to do that, because now they've got this place where they can come. This is really the mentality we had when we started the store. So we want people to connect on those things, because that's why we're friends. It hasn't gotten anything to do with like that I made money off of you or whatever.
That's right.
It's because, hey, we like Funko Pops, we like Basset Hounds. And it turns out we like a whole bunch of stuff, But it's providing that environment, giving that environment, and the next phase that we're really trying to get into is we want to pass that on to the next generations, because we look at our store and there's a lot going on in Spring Hill right now, but as far as growth. But, what just happened retail-wise? Books A Million closed. Well, what did Books A Million provide? Provided this town with majority of its kids' books and mangas and things that now you can't buy anywhere, but probably at Cadets, unless you drive somewhere else or order it online. Funko Pops, toys, there's a lot of collectible things. It's like, we're like, okay, man, that might be a good opportunity for us to really look at what we're doing and double down. So Joey and I spent most of the morning sitting looking at the shop going, how do we rearrange in here again? To really build out a kids section, put beanbag chairs down, have a story time.
That'd be awesome.
Because I ain't have any problem selling a comic book to a 45-year-old dude. That's a no-brainer. It's how do you get these kids engaged? We had and Nick, I think were you here, Nick? I don't know if you were here. Maybe you were here, Nick. You just walked in. This girl, she's actually a subscriber, but every book she bought was a female-centric story. And I said, so these are the kind of books you're interested in, because there are not a lot of people interested in female-centric stories, as much as the publishers think there are.
Right.
But the fact that she, picked up those is like, now I know what this particular individual is interested in, so I can now help keep that. It's one, it helps me in the sense that I know what to buy and what not to buy. But the other sense is like, all right, this girl looks very introverted. She's trying to find something to connect to. This is the things I know she can connect with. And it's picking out that mentality to encourage her to have a little home base here where they can come in, And the thing is, I don't think a lot of people know this, man, but y'all can pop over here in the corner at the diner booth with your Chinese food or your Subway. Nick does it. He's on the job. But sit over here in the corner and read some books, man, or just talk some collecting. That's what this is for. And so it's been an exciting journey. Okay, we started off with the Funkos. Now we're really into comic books now, and we do have some action figure people that are kind of trickling in here, and we're really looking at that game and trying to adjust it, because it's not that of all things in here, that's the least profitable. Just because the hoops we have to jump through to get them. And they're hard to find, That's one thing I think we're going to, we love about Nick too. Nick's a big action figure collector. And so he's always got the 411 on what's good and what's not good. Apparently Marvel Legends are the way to go.
Okay.
But not all of them.
Just certain ones.
Yeah, go to Target, see how many Eternals are on the shelf.
Yeah, I tried. You asked me about the Eternals, and
You know what the Eternals are going to be good for? They're going to be when they drop down to $4 toys. Nick's gonna go buy a bunch of them and turn them into something else.
Okay.
It's a customization fodder. I would think. What do you think, Nick?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Nick's got some good customs.
That's cool.
That's actually a pretty big market out there. I didn't realize how many people do. Some people are legit, man. Legit make like the cards, the blister packs, and everything. That stuff is. They do it with the Funkos. I've seen that. Yeah. I just don't have that kind of time, but more power to you.
Yeah, if you do. Yeah.
Dude, we are rolling. It's been almost an hour and a half on it, which is fine. I
can talk to you all day, dude.
We could talk all day.
If I didn't have to go pick up my groceries, I could talk to you all day.
Yeah, we got to get going. It's almost. I got to get out of here anyway. Dude, I am so glad you came in here, sat in for Joey. Appreciate you. Always good to have you around.
Thank you.
Always. I know a lot of times you breeze in the store and breeze out, but you're doing your thing.
I come in as much as I possibly can, and I spend as much as time.
I tell you what,
which is not a lot.
One of my goals for the next year or so, and this is a stupid goal in a lot of ways, because I want to buy a house, but the market's so crazy here in Nashville. I just don't even know how real that's going to be.
Right.
You know, and I can't really get a little house because I'm a gigantic person. And one of the big goals for that is, one, I need a yard for my dogs. Got to have a yard.
Got to have a fence too. We talked about
fence.
that.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Which I got a brother that does fences, so that's not an issue.
Oh, that's good. Somebody talk to you about getting mine done. Then.
Seriously, he'll probably come do it.
You need to redo it.
Yeah, just buy the materials and
Okay. Have him ship
12-pack of beer, and he may be out there. I don't know if he's doing that. I'm just kidding. He probably could get you.
I got it on record now. That's all it takes.
He'll get you a good deal though. But that, and I'd love to be able to have a night where I could just invite everybody over from the shop and just kind of have a dude's night, or not just a dude's night, because there's some ladies too, but just to hang out, and it'd be cool to have watched the Titans game like that, because we just can't do that in the shop. It's so crowded in here, and there's no comfortable place.
It's a great idea.
You can't have wings and and crispy boys, as Joey would call them. Big shout out to Joey. That's gonna become our thing. But anyway, yeah, man, I love having you around, and I wish we'd see Mogilny more. I know he's kind of always doing the hip hop thing.
Yeah,
guys, if you guys ever checked out Mogilny's little hip hop status, he's got it.
Follow him on Instagram at Hip Hop Mogo. That's hip hop and then MOG.
Yeah, so take a second, drop all your tags, all your places, because you got places to go check us out. So bring this up, new and old Funko Pop unboxing.
We post videos when we can of his stuff. We have to wait till the season's over to post any kind of dances, but he's great. A lot of talent.
A lot of talent.
As long as he focuses himself.
Yeah. Which is hard to do at 9.
He can do anything he wants to do.
Yeah, he's a fun kid. We definitely want to try to get him to get his own show in here at some point.
He'd love that, I'm sure.
There's a big Funko group out there beyond your local Facebook groups, especially in the YouTube world. Just like Nick, Comic Culture, and his boys out there in the comic world. Just, network through Jeremy, see what you can find out there. Definitely as much subscribe to his show.
Please do.
Again, it's quick, it's fast, it's a lot of fun to watch. They mix it up, man. They don't keep it stale.
And it helps. I promise you it helps. If you don't think it's a big deal, I promise you it helps.
The best thing about these guys out there listening is find these communities to be a part of. If you can't walk into Cadets Toys and Comics and hang in here with the happy folks, get online, follow us, follow New and Old, follow Nick Comic Culture. Some of these boys out there, I don't know a lot of the pop ones, but Jeremy does. Reach out to us, man. We're happy to be resources.
Yep.
So
always happy to help as well.
Well, Jeremy, man, thanks for coming out to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Go get your groceries.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I didn't have groceries, we could go to midnight.
Oh, wait. One more thing before you take off.
Yes.
I got something for you.
Is it another Beast Boys?
No,
I'm
man.
about to buy that.
It is a Cadets Toys and Comics shirt.
Yes.
Actually, I got one for you. That's not for you. That's for
that's
for
definitely
Mogilny.
not for me. That wouldn't fit on my leg.
That's for Mogilny, because I want to see these on the next soda unboxing.
Consider it done.
And here's a. It's a 3X, but it's a.
Oh, it's fine.
They're tight shirts, so
then it'll be fine then.
Hopefully that'll fit. If not, I've got a 3XL T back there that Mike can wear too. So I know you're a big guy.
I'm a big guy.
I want to get you guys some sweatshirts. I just didn't get enough at first.
No,
I still owe Matt a sweatshirt too.
We've
got another round of stuff going. So
yeah, we'll start with these.
Yeah, well, we wanted to give them to all of our OG
we appreciate
supporters. So that was kind of these were Christmas presents we didn't get in time.
Well,
So,
he will wear it to school tomorrow.
Yeah, we love
guarantee
it. Well, that's another thing too, and
advertising
one of the
at school.
things, and then give a lot of credit to John Bond and selling his products, not just because he's John Bond's company Twine did these Toy Attorney of John Bond. He was like, man, we got to get some shirts on you guys because it's just free advertising. We got to get our name out there. We don't even have a sign on the door. We find on the door. We do now. You see the door?
Yeah, it's awesome.
But not on the roof. We're still working on the
Gotta
roof.
get that roof,
We're working on it.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of something different. Like I want to put a 100-foot Iron Man Funko Pop on there. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
But anyway, man,
get away with that
again,
with
this
the
is for
city,
you guys, and I
thank you
appreciate
very
you guys coming out. And for all you out there, give us a big shout out, sign off here, man.
Oh, I mean,
Sign off for us, man.
I mean, Cadets Toys is where it's at. We love you guys, and we would be in here more often if we could afford it. We'll put it that way.
You don't have to come in and spend money all the time.
No, I know that.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.